Fuck, actually doing this in person, organizing this feels fucking cringe to me. Anyways, the strength of Raptor. Where would you guys? Or like, how about this? We just go through like the list of people here. So I'm guessing we're starting with Bird, Haru, Jay, Robo, Acronym, and we'll just all give our take on how we feel about Raptor, and then we'll then decide on that thing based on the scoring.
All right.
Cool.
Wait,
So,
what is the max fucking number you can give something?
well, the max fucking number would be if.
Oh yeah, never mind.
Yeah, if A is 6, the max score you can get is 18.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyways, go on.
Go on, Bird.
So this is about strength, right?
Yeah, so we'll just strength, ease of survival, opportunities. And obviously I will allow other people to chip in their ideas.
Wait, I can list all of them in one go? Or
Yeah, sure. Fucking knock yourself out.
All right, Raptor, ease of survivability. I'll just do that. It's an S tier.
It's an S tier in terms of ease of survivability. Yeah, sure.
Food requirements, no, like literally no threat currently, at least. If you're actually aware.
No, yeah. Plus you can eat AI as well, and just
eat AI. A boar will be like
pretty
much 70% of food. A lot of food, yeah, pretty much. You'll be fine.
Yeah, a boar will fully fill you up.
Yeah.
0 to
exactly.
100.
It's ridiculous. It's the easiest thing, or easiest land carnivore to survive with, which makes sense. It's a small tier, agile, speedy, yeah.
Yeah.
In terms of like strength, I'd say A tier, personally.
Okay.
I'm saying A. It depends.
I'm saying B tier because the thing is, we're taking this conventional ways, which means the opponent can also use the environment.
No, but isn't it like no? That's a different category, wasn't it?
Opportunities would be shit like people using the environment to cuck you because it lowers your opportunities to do stuff.
Then
So
I would
it's
still say B tier.
yeah, for the actual strength.
It doesn't have a strong bite.
Yeah, its
It's
pounce
very-
relies on bleed, which already has counters where you could stand still.
It's squishy, right? Like, I think it's B tier. It's not super weak, but it's also not like uber overpowered. Anyways,
Now everyone just dogs on and say why he's wrong. Go on.
I would say still A tier, or it was in the category where it's like what you think, and then if everybody's playing to like optimal levels, wasn't that also a thing?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, good point. I fucking forgot about that. Yeah. Obviously, this.
Yeah, because then like right,
tier
yeah, if
list is
optimal levels,
being-
I'd put it down to fucking like D tier, bro. If you had a brain, Raptor is not really that scary.
Yeah. Especially as during this first tier list, we are just looking at like if you had a server full of sweats, just to minimize things like, well, if I go against the world shittish Stego, I can just fucking kill it.
Yeah.
So. Right, so you were saying it's S for survivability. What was your strength thing again? You saying it was like B, Bird?
B if their player is average to bad, honestly.
Cool, and for opportunities, we're just putting that down at the fucking bottom or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Cool, next.
Kurt?
Yeah.
I just posted the scoring system.
Cool. Cheers, thank you.
And what we could do for S tier, A tier, B tier, C tier, D tier.
I actually quite like those ranges actually.
so what would a raptor be in Bird's opinion then?
Raptor?
Well, Birds right now has a score of 6 plus 5 plus 1.
So 12.
12.
So
All right, and what is that? I feel like it's a combat strength. Ease opportunity. Yeah, I've done that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very. I agree with Bird in the idea that Raptor's very, very good at survival in the current roster against good players because it can just survive off of AI. It doesn't have to worry about getting kills to make itself survive, unlike certain other dinosaurs.
Yeah.
It's
and you can scavenge off you can scavenge pretty well as well. Like you barely need anything.
Yeah, that's true.
Wait, so what's opportunity?
So
what's opportunity?
opportunity. So example of opportunities. I think the best one would be for Dino. There are a lot of safe drinking spots for Dino against Dinos where Dinos can't lunge you at all. If you had a server full of good players, in theory, if everyone just kept going to safe drinking spots, the Dinos would never fucking lunge anything. So they'll be pushed towards pure cannibalism or scavenging for food, which means its opportunities are lower, despite the fact it's ridiculously strong. if that makes sense.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
The only problem I see with that category though is it herbivores.
Well, like the ease of opportunity would be like if you are being hunted or chased,
Escape.
it's basically your ability to either fight back or escape. You know?
Alright, I see.
So, for example, if you had a Tenno that didn't have any fucking attacks, its opportunity would be fucking 0 because it can't do anything. Which,
Yeah.
you know, for example, that's just, you know, a thing. Cool.
Alright.
That was Bird's idea. Yeah, Haru, what's your
Oh.
feelings on Raptors?
One last thing about the scoring too. And then as we get everybody's like scoring, I can average out the score between everybody.
Oh yeah, if you want to take note of what people have been saying, I've been doing something on my
Yeah,
phone
so we've
just to
got
keep track. But if you want to do it, that's perfectly
Bird
fine.
has 12. I think Bird was the only one so far, yeah?
Yeah, Bird's the one. You're next in the list. Obviously, if people have like glaring issues with what someone said, please feel free to just add drama to this call and just call them out.
Are we assuming that the server is working as intended?
Yes, we are assuming the server's working and intended, and it is full of fucking sweats.
Okay.
Over group limits or mixed grouping and all
Yeah,
that.
this first part is a purely theoretical tier list, and the next tier list will be what you'll actually see on the server.
So like the Isle, but perfect.
The are but perfect, and the next tier list will be what would you see if you went into an official server and you picked this dinosaur? Where would you expect to place?
Alright. So right now, as the Isle currently is before Gateway's release,
Yeah.
I would go with combat strength. It's a pretty close between C and B.
Okay.
I think I would give it B. Yeah, I think I'd give it B. Well, no, I think I'd give it C because if it's all sweats, everybody's gonna know to alt spam and stand still.
I guess that will go
And-
into ease, wouldn't it? You think?
Well,
How about no? Let's
I'm-
just take combat strength. It's in a pure view of stats. Stamina,
Okay.
speed, infliction, health, weight, blood pool.
Yeah.
So just like numbers, no player. Like
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Okay.
Yeah. That actually makes a bit of sense. Yeah.
okay, then I
Oh, wait, one more thing.
I-
You
yeah.
look at that Utah like solo or in a group.
Kind
Well,
of
this
both.
is just about
I'd say it'd have to be in a group.
It'd have to be in a
because-
group, yeah.
Okay.
We'd have to be
Yeah.
looking at the thing, yeah. Just theoretically, how well can this dinosaur perform? Yeah.
would it be
Oh,
a full
gotcha.
group?
What'd you say? A
I'm
full
thinking.
group?
I'm
I'd say
thinking
full
full
group. Yeah. I'd say full group. Okay.
Whole group? Okay.
So would it be like a 1v8 then? Like just a solo, like.
I'd be
for
going
example.
full group against full group
Oh,
for
okay.
all of this.
So
Yeah.
in that case, yeah. Well, Omni again was probably even worse than if anything. I'd put it in terms of combat strength, max groups of creatures. I'm putting that down to like an F.
I'm still only looking at combat strength just out of pure stats.
Yeah.
And not like group or not group. And then
Yeah, because like if you had 8v8 or like 3v8 for Carnos, they just like delete Raptors. I
That's
don't
a
explain it,
good
they just-
point. Like, what are your opportunities really against 3 Carnos? Because the Carnos can also protect each other versus you.
Yeah, they can just
Yeah,
fight
so are
each
you gonna
other.
look at the group
Yeah,
side
just-
or the straight stats?
just stats.
The strength would be the stats. The opportunities would be actually how it would
Fighting.
work out. Yeah, is actually looking into it and going, actually, these stats don't really matter for X reason.
You want to
And-
do combat stats and then combat fighting for opportunity?
Yeah, we could definitely reword it like that, yeah. 100%.
Yeah, that-
Okay.
Just
that
make it
works.
easier. I just gave like general names for them when I was just coming up with the idea.
There we go.
Okay, cool.
Okay,
perfect.
so for combat stats, I give them a solid B, even in a full group, just because of the low health.
That's fair, actually.
But otherwise, terrifying in a group.
Yeah.
Fair.
Especially if they're sweats.
Ease of survival.
Ease of survival. That. I think Bird, it was you that mentioned this. They don't have to, or no, maybe it was Turk. they don't have to rely on players to get their full diet.
No.
They don't have to, like, they can choose whatever diet they want just from AI, and from there they can go and get kills wherever on whatever diet they prefer. They can go in and attack even large groups, and if somebody starts slowing down, or if somebody I'm going into combat stuff, but their dismount from the pounce gives them a very safe out. So I think ease of survival, I'd probably give them an A for that one.
Okay.
Yes.
And in terms of combat fighting, group v group, I'm gonna have to give them like an E.
Damn. Okay.
Just
fair enough.
because, it's because they're really good at focusing down. Like if it's against 1 or 2,
Yeah.
because if they catch somebody, you know, what
If they
what's the
catch you
term?
like caught unawares, for example.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they catch you way out. You know, that is easy. The combat fighting is going to be more like a C or a B, but that's just because of their weakness to alt spam. Even if it's like, if we want to be a bit more fair and say an entire pack versus 1 sweat stego, I'm still gonna give, I think against 1 sweat stego, I'm gonna give him an F.
Yeah, I
Simply
would
because-
still say the Stego would probably win against the pack, just because it has so many options to fuck them up.
Yeah. I mean, you've seen some of the shenaniganery I've pulled.
No, exactly. It's just, it's not that. I guess it would be
But-
RoboShock or... Oh, sorry, I can.
But yeah, I just think fighting in groups, group v group, E. Sorry, Raptors, but fighting solo versus a pack of Omnis, C or B. I don't know if we want to, you know, specify a difference. Probably not. That's probably adding too much complexity. But so yeah, I think that makes my total what, 12?
Yeah, just add up the scores when you're just... Or whoever's fucking doing it. And we'll just talk about it afterwards. And as we're going on through the tier list, we'll eventually get into a more succinct way of doing it. Obviously. Which hopefully just leads to more fucking arguments, which is more fun. But I guess it'll be RoboShark or Acronym.
RoboShark's muted.
Alright, I'm good. I'm here.
Yeah, what's your opinion on
I'll go.
Raptor currently? Go on.
Alright, so for right now, for this current patch, Raptor for combat stats, assuming it's just a solo Raptor for combat stats, I'm giving it a C. Bite force not that high, health is not that high. Good speed and low bleed resistance. It's kind of average at best. For ease of survival, I'm gonna give it a B. It's pretty easy to survive by yourself. Very easy to find food. Your water doesn't drain fast. Hunger doesn't drain fast. And you can jump on rocks, is pretty advantageous.
That's true. Yeah.
And for combat fighting, I'm gonna assume you're in a group versus another solo, or yeah, I'm assuming you're in a group versus a solo creature. In that situation, B. I'm gonna give you a B.
That's fair.
Because in a group, Raptors would easily drain your stamina and bleed you out.
I can see that.
Okay, Acronym, the Raptor aficionado. I should take.
Alright. Solo, if we're saying solo Raptor, its survivability is S tier. It's incredibly easy if you play the right way. You can live your entire life easily on AI if you know where to find it. And get your preferred diet. Like, the amount of times I've gotten perfect diet from AI is, like, insane.
No,
And,
yeah.
yeah, you could basically just live forever just off of AI because one boar will fill you up completely. And there's so many safe drinking spots that you don't really have to worry about dinos if you know where they are, but you know.
No, yeah, exactly.
And taking in account for combat, if it's a group versus a solo dino, if we're not taking latency into account here, I'd say it would be like high A tier maybe.
I disagree.
Yeah, go on, Jay.
Oh,
The argument's
Because
beginning.
latency, if this is a perfect isle thing,
Yeah.
this means the sweatiest of players, no bugs, no anything, then Raptor would still be in opportunities, a very low tier, because the opponent is gonna sweat the shit out of using the environment. If they go to palm tree bushes, you lose the fight. You don't win, you lose immediately. Especially if they do it right away as the sweatiest players they are. Then you can't really, you don't have an opportunity at all. You lose your opportunity immediately.
Well, it truly depends on the playable as well.
yeah.
Like
Not
a
just-
Tenno has a 28-minute or 29-minute water timer. It has to eventually move. You can wait them out. If you're willing to stay around, a lot of these like matchups you can just wait around for.
It's a good point. Yeah, the Raptor also has pretty good food and water times.
Yeah,
So it
you
can
really wait out.
technically
So
make a
with
very,
that,
very...
though, is- the thing with that was most players, other than like Packies, they control where the fight takes place, which means, yeah, sure, the Tenno's gonna need water, but then he's gonna move away, and he's still gonna keep you at bay while he's trying to get to water. And once he got his water, right, he's just gonna go back to wherever he was and then try to deal with you again. And eventually, he will start outlasting you, and eventually he will win against you. Right? You don't have a chance to pounce him. The only thing you can do is try to bite him, but that's not going to help either because then he's going to claw you in the face and you're going to lose your health very fast.
To be honest,
And
the
if it-
fact that we have to make a consideration in Raptor strength being you have to use their own water and food against them kind of itself kind of shows that it isn't really self-sufficient to properly hunt things by itself if they're using the environment. Like, I don't really think when we get to like Kano, for example, we're going to be like, yeah, but we have to consider the Tenno's water when it comes to Kano's groups trying to kill a Tenno group. It won't really matter. They'll just kill them there, for example.
Mhm.
Whereas for the Raptor, we're trying to make this argument of like, well, if this happens, it could do something, which I think already puts it lower.
I see. But like, even if the Tenno goes out for water, even a hard Tenno, a skilled Tenno.
Fuck yeah.
No. Okay.
Stay
A
does
fucking
go hard.
Tenno- a skilled Tenno would go hard against Omnis, but like, if it's a full pack of sweaty players and the Tenno is sweaty as well, like, it's completely outnumbered and it's concentrating on 8 separate targets that are competent and have a base level IQ.
Mm.
So, you know, you could like one could just straight up kamikaze into the Tenno while the Tenno is focusing on the kamikaze. So when 2 other Raptors could come in and pounce both sides.
Yeah.
And then
And
there's 8 of them, so they could just rinse and repeat.
And the Tenno, depending on where they are, if I know I'm on a sweaty server with other sweats, I'd probably go to a cliffside, and the moment one kamikazes,
You
start
just,
alt bite one way, then start bucking, so that
when
when
it
the moment
dismounts,
you
it just
do,
eats itself off, yeah.
and then as the other 2 come in, alt bite the other direction, so that when they dismount, they also go off.
Yeah.
And if the others are just keeping me pinned to the cliff, so I can't get water, at that point I'm gonna say, fuck it, let's all die, and I'm just gonna start spam one calling
Mm.
and get the attention of everything within 4-kilometer radius of me.
Yeah,
That's fair.
if we look at Raptors versus different groups, we'll just let everyone talk for this one. A group of Raptors versus a group of Tennos, how do you guys think that's going to fare out, to be perfectly honest? So I'm kind of
A
putting
group
it...
of sweaty Tennos?
Yeah, a group of
No
sweaty Tennos
chance.
versus a group of sweaty Raptors. I'm putting it on the
chance.
Tennos.
Literally no chance.
I really just put
Yeah.
it on
There's
the
no chance
Tennos.
the Raptors.
Tenno's easy.
That's
Yeah,
just...
star formation.
No, exactly, yeah. Like,
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
yeah.
But yes, no information.
Yeah,
too.
you
That pretty much eliminates their need for worrying about water because they can just move as a unit.
Yeah, exactly.
And pretty
Heads in,
much...
ass out. We can also tail slam you off of each other, and we have enough health to tank it, and you don't.
No, exactly, yeah.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah, the Tenno's tail slam damage was decreased, which means it has more opportunities to be used like that, which is insane. But
Alright, who's next?
What was your final score,
Oh,
Acro?
right. Now considering like the environment and stuff, because I'm thinking like they're just on like this is a flat like arena basically. But if we're thinking about environment, then like maybe low C tier. But if it's in like a flat open arena, then I'd say like high A tier to S tier. If it's a
So-
group play.
Combat stats for A, combat fighting
gotta
was
simplify
C.
this
What
tier
about
list.
ease? Or sorry, you said ease of survival is A. What did you say for combat stats, Acro?
Combat stats, I'd say like C. They're pretty average, but if you use them in the correct way, because in Omni's like biggest, for me anyway, Omni's biggest tool is its agility. Like, you can weave around targets, confuse them, get nips on their tail, make them panic, throw in a pounce. Now they're worried about their bleed. You brawl them a little, now they're worrying about their health. You just overload their senses.
But a sweat isn't going to fall for that.
That's true.
Anyways, so what's the final score, Mister?
All right.
Sounds like it's 14.
Yeah, it's
Who's next?
was that everyone?
Jay?
Oh, yeah. So for combat stats, I put Omni at a good B tier. It's very fragile with its weight and its bleed as well as its health. However, it has the speed, it has the stamina and agility to get away from creatures that it can't fight. And it also has very good bleed damage as well as the pin that is a great tool to kill small creatures. So I think in overall stats that way, it is a B tier. In ease of survival, I think it's A tier. It's very easy to maintain. It can escape from almost every creature. It can hide away from almost every creature. It can just even kill children if it wants to. Even the sweatiest children will die.
That's
Um,
fair.
And then at combat fighting, in a scenario of 1v something, depending on the creature, I'm saying any creature above Packy in a 1v8 is still gonna beat a raptor, and in that case, it would be just a fucking F tier. Now, solo Packy versus a full pack of raptors, doesn't matter if it uses the environment, it's still gonna eventually lose, and I admit that. But if it's full group versus full group, then Omni will still remain F tier. So I'm just saying, combat fighting in general is just going to be F tier for me. So a whole score of 11.
I think Omni is better at like focusing one target than multiples. I think that's what their design was for.
yeah, it does definitely seem to be it has a big limitation in that sense.
So
And what about you, Turk?
I kind of just agree with everyone. I'm kind of saying, I kind of agree. I definitely say in terms of survivability, the very fact that Raptor can just not engage with any of the player base and get to full adult, get its diets and maintain it, gives it closest to like S or A rank in terms of its survivability. In terms of its strength, it's decent, probably mid-tier B. Its main killing tool is Bleed, which has a lot of ways to deal with it, as well as ways to deal with its method of dealing bleed, which obviously is the pounce, where you can just use the environment, which kind of cucks it, unfortunately. And which definitely means its opportunities to do shit is much lower.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's kind of my thing as well. It's pretty much exactly what you guys have been saying, to be honest.
So like,
so probably like
what?
S survival in terms of its strength, probably B, and its opportunities like very low, like pretty close to F, to be honest.
So 12 total.
12 total, yeah. I think that's what everyone's looking at currently. So where would that put that on the tiering then?
if we average it out.
12.5.
12.5, which is a
It's a comfortable, it's in between B and A tier. So basically,
so just put it there.
Yeah. Well, and that'll set a precedent for rounding down.
No, exactly, yeah. Once we have a few dinosaurs on this, it's going to become much more easier for people to put things onto actual tiers.
Good. Tenno.
Tenno.
Hello.
Yeah, how should we do it? Shall we just let everyone talk at the same time and argue over each other? Or should we do what we did
I
this
like
time?
what we did.
Okay,
I
cool,
think-
we did. Cool.
I think going one by one is
Yeah.
probably better.
No,
I
exactly.
also think it should go like right to left, left to right every time.
Yeah, sure. So I'm guessing who
Yeah.
spoke.
You spoke last if we're taking you to count.
I'm not taking me to count because I'm technically
Then it's my turn.
maintaining this. How'd you say? The structure.
Yeah. So in combat stats, I put Tenno at a very good A tier. I think Tenno has everything it needs. It has a swim speed that is amazing. It has amazing swim stamina. It has good stamina. It has good speed. It has decent agility. It has the strength to overpower smaller creatures, but also bigger creatures. It has the bleed to overpower smaller, but also bigger creatures. It has basically everything that it needs. It has the CC as well to deal with those creatures. So just combat stats in general, I think Tenno is just at A tier. ESF survival, it sucks because I have to put Tenno down a notch. I put it to B tier because actually no, A tier. I put it to B tier because, well, maintaining a Tenno I'd say is still pretty easy. You just eat plants that are static. You don't really have to worry about hunting anything down to survive. Taking into account sweat players, you also have the option to escape from anything that can actually kill you, which is Serapax and carnal groups, by swimming away at safe drinking places, or going simply to areas where you would just be at an advantage immediately, like swamps. So I'd say ease of survival is also A tier. Or no, what did I say? B tier?
Peter, you were saying.
Yeah. And then combat fighting, it's also an A tier or S tier.
Really?
Tenno is yes, because it has not only the option to escape if it wants to, but in a group, you can say that yes, Carno is exponentially stronger in a group. However, I still think in a sweat versus sweat scenario, 8 Tennos versus 3 Carnos wins, as well as 4 Sarahs versus 8 Tennos wins.
That is true. That is true.
Simply given that Tenno has such good stats, it has the CC to deal with creatures in groups. It has the ability to run away and escape if it wants to. It has the ability to run creatures down and bleed them out as well. At combat fighting, it's also an A tier for me. So that's AAB, which is how many points? 6.
We'll add up points at the end. We'll just give the numbers. I'm guessing Kara's going to keep doing what he's been doing and keeping track of things. Thank you, Haro. So who'll be next then? We should actually, someone write down in the Discord what the actual order of things will be. So if it was J after J would be acronym, right?
Yeah, I think I'm next.
Then it'll be Shark, Haru, Bird.
And me, yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's everyone. Cool. There you go. Then we can just refer to that. So it'll be acronym now. What's your opinion on Tenno? Go on.
I think Tenno is a pretty good, strong playable. For combat stats, I'd say like between A and S, like high A, low S. Because it just has like all the tools it needs. It has Tail Slam for stun. It used to do Carno charge, right? Like 300 damage for
Yeah,
the
used to.
Tail Slam. Its kicks are super strong, and Alt Bite does a ton of bleed, as well as kick actually. And bites are good for pressure, but that wouldn't affect what do you call them? Sweat players. So overall combat stats, I would say a high A tier. Survivability, I would also put it at a high A tier because it doesn't really need to hunt down plants, they just stay still. And even if it's starving to death, they could just eat the grass. And safe drinking spots. Even if Tenno has poor water, you always just hang around the safe drinking spots. What was the other category again?
The other one will be opportunities.
Opportunities.
Combat fighting.
Combat
Yeah.
fighting.
In fighting, yeah. Combat fighting, yeah.
In
So
terms of like opportunities, I think Tenno has a lot of opportunities. Its speed is slow. It's kind of slow, and it has good stamina, and it can trot pretty fast. But I think if you're a good fighter, you can ward off like 3 like mid Carno players. But if they're good Carno players, you're getting rolled. But in groups, I think Tenno's would win full group versus full group against Carno, and I think Tenno's just their group is way too high. Scaled with their stats anyway.
Mm.
So I'd say like AAA. They're a pretty good playable in my eyes.
That's fair. The next will be Shark.
All right, doing Tenno, right?
Going Tenno, yeah.
Okay, so for Tenno combat stats, I gotta put it in A tier. It has really good damage. It has CC. It has stuns. It has good stamina, good HP. Also has range. It has range. And all those combined also has. I think I said this already. I'm not sure. It has the fastest shot speed in the game.
Yep.
It also has the
It's
fast swim.
really
good
strong.
swim stamina.
Yeah.
Good bleed.
Yeah, good swim speed. Yeah, it's A tier for combat stats. Really good. Ease of survival. I'm also gonna put it at an A because it's a herbivore. It can eat pretty much anything it wants to. It can't really starve to death. Its water drain is a problem. It drains pretty fast, but you can hang around like safe spots to drink, so it becomes negligible. So that's fine. And for combat fighting, I'm gonna give it a B for combat fighting. It's strong, but against how do I put this? Hold on a second. Combat fighting, it's a B. It's good. It's good. Don't get me wrong, but it's not as good as some other counterparts. It's not as good as other counterparts. I think can perform better in some areas. And that's it.
Yeah.
That was AAB, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's AAB.
Alright.
Now we have Haru, the Tenno aficionado. Go on.
The wonderful, magnificent, stunning, chunky, heckin' thick, dumpy CC queen.
Yep.
Ah, how I love her. Nah, she obviously A for combat stats. The stamina, a little bit lacking, but that's only if you're going to constantly be spamming run, and no good self-respecting Tenno is going to be doing that. You've got, depending on the size of what it is you're attacking, you've got a good stun, or you have a knockback, or you've got 2 knockdowns if they're small enough. You've got at present 412.5 head kick, or kick to the head damage. You do with that head kick around 4 tap pounces worth of bleed.
Yep.
Your alt fight is a little over 2.3 tap pounces worth of bleed. Aside from Stego, you are the highest single point or
single target
point
bleed thing. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Your swim speed is equivalent to that of the Cerato, but on Spiro, there's at no point is there ever a reason to swim. The rivers are too short to actually swim away from anything. So I rarely, if ever, utilize that. Oh, there's been a few times where it's come in handy, but so I can't really.
The problem is there's not only rivers, there's also swamps. If you just chill at swamp as Tenno, you win. You win the game.
Especially as
Right.
Tenno also has a jump, which means you can get the faster acceleration into the water, which Cerato doesn't have. So you do actually get away from even the Cerato, which is...
The one issue I have with that is that after the bleed overhaul, with 1158, whatever it was, I went back to the bleed resist diet, and I have no reason to go to swamp anymore. That and swamp on any server I play on just appears to be dead.
Yeah.
Except on Islanders, and I prefer to avoid that server. So
Islander also just has like a huge mega herd of Tennos. The same people, they just nest.
Yeah, it's definitely... a thing when you look at the theory of it. If it, how do I was speaking to Jay about this. Currently in the game, the way it seems to be done, the devs want herbivores to be in certain areas, and they want carnivores to come to them. The issue is that everyone just always bum rushes center, south center, or northwest, which ruins that entire concept. Which I'm thinking is why they then chose to do migrations to make the herbivores move. Because the players just didn't care about being in an area that was good for them, because there was nothing else to do. Because I remember back, even in the past, I'd always find Tennos in swamp. Whenever I was playing Carno, it was always a thing of like, if I go to swamp, I can find Tennos there. The players don't really play in that sort of way. Everyone just bum rushes center. So
Yeah.
Because people want something to do.
Exactly.
And
yeah. So.
But yeah, so in terms of combat strength, obvious A. Now, in terms of survivability, you can't starve to death as an herbivore, so that's gonna bump it up a bit. The water only lasting 28 and a half minutes. I believe that is the worst in the game. I could be a bit wrong, but I think that is actually the worst in the game.
Besides Dino.
Yeah,
besides Dino, yeah, obviously, but.
Oh, you're correct. Yeah, it's the worst. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I think even Bapiasaurus has a better water time than that. But that does mean you're locked to certain points, and if you're on a server full of sweats and everything's working properly, they're going to know all the safe spots, and they're going to know the spots where the Tennos are going to be drinking all the time. Which means those spots are not going to be safe for the Tennos to drink, which means you're going to have to go to other spots to drink, which means your survivability is going to go down. So I'm going to give that a B for them. Now, when it comes to combat fighting, we're doing, herd v herd or herd v pack. I'd say a full herd of Tennos versus literally anything. Probably going to give that a solid B. The Carnos, as they are right now, being able to ram through multiple Tennos and walk through Tenno tail slams, that allows them to just ram through, potentially, if the dominoes are lined up right, they can ram through all the Tennos, or many of them, and then before they can get up, they get rammed right back down. And then before they get up again, they get rammed right back down. Carno 1, pulls a Yui, starts over. And then before they can even do anything, they're already dead. So depending on how the Tennos respond to that, and the luck of the tail slam, the Carnos might be able to just wall up the entire herd unopposed, simply because, well, as Philippe confirmed, if the Carnos start their ram before the Tenno starts the tail slam, this server will ignore the tail slam. So there's that. But on the flip side, Tenno is probably one of the only dinos in the game that has a strong chance, especially when numbers are at play, of actually taking down a Stego reliably, because of how much damage and how much bleed their kick applies to the head. And with the kick hitbox, even though it's not long or deep, it is quite wide. Even doing a wiggle waltz, it's hard for a Stego to avoid taking headshots from them. So, all things working as intended, it can be quite easy for a herd of Tennos to take down a single Stego, or even a herd, or even one Stego in a herd, because they're not going to be wanting to swing their tails too much, because they're going to be clipping their friends. They might take out one or two Tennos in the process, but they might also Goomba stomp each other and down more Stegos than they do Tennos in the crossfire. So, and for Ceratos, El Cerato, I'm sorry, that tail slam is far more reliable against you than it is against a Carno. And one tail slam, 2 kicks, later. Have a great day. So, I'm going to give them a B. for the combat fighting, simply because the way the game is programmed to work. So even if it does work as intended, it's still working against them in some matchups.
That's fair. That's fair. Obviously, Haru's keeping track of the things, so he doesn't need to say it out loud. That leaves us with Bird.
Okay. All right. For combat stats, honestly, yeah, A tier. I feel like it's A tier, pretty sure. In terms of just like raw stats. Has high damage kick, does a lot of bleed. Tail stuns and knockdowns over like Serrato. I feel like it's lacking ever since they removed the running goal attack. You can't really pressure Raptors like sitting right in front of you. That's kind of lame. Actually, that alone might make it a B tier, possibly. Because like, it's. But then you can also spam it, so also it's.
Oh,
It's
one
kind
last.
of like. That's A tier for that one. It's combat stats A tier, but yeah, go ahead.
I do think they should also nerf the herd limit for Tenno down to like 5. Is probably
Yeah.
more appropriate.
Thank you. 5 is a good number for Tenno.
Even as a Tenno main, I can tell that's a problem.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're not alone in that.
Obviously,
I just wanted to get that out there.
Going into this, I thought the max Tenno herd was 6. And I was like, that's not too bad. But hearing 8 has got me sweating just a tiny bit. I'm like, what? It's 8? Fucking hell.
Sorry,
Okay,
Fred. I just wanted to get that out there.
No, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah. Okay, for easy survival, what are we taking into account here? Player skill? Like, are we just going for like the sweatiest? Is this whole point now? Just from
Yeah,
now on?
this whole thing is the sweatiest. And I'm going to go on to like what will actually be like in a server after we've gotten that done.
All right.
Which means take everything into
I'm
consideration.
saying
You could like say some shit like a group of Carnos could be like ultra fucking sweaty, and if we camp this spot, these motherfuckers can't get this diet. You could even go as far as like do shit like that.
Easy survival. If you're willing to forsake entertainment, just go all like Malnash diet, S tier. Oh, A tier. I'm gonna say A tier. If I just camp southeast, there's nothing a Sarah or Carnapack can do. I'll just max out my carb diet and then just stay around the swamp, jump around to the islands if need be. Overall, just dub.
I could see that.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah, the only reason people don't do that is because, well, it's boring as shit.
Yeah.
There's gonna be that one person that wouldn't mind.
No, exactly. Yeah. Obviously, we're not taking the boringness into consideration. It's just you can do that entirely. Yeah.
Okay,
you
well,
could just say, I'm gonna do
gonna-
a Hex S diet, take the 15% grow, and then just chill. But
Okay, yeah, A tier.
That's what I do. I literally always just go to swamp and I just chill at swamp for the rest of my life. And I live.
Actually-
it's. And have you ever died?
No, not really.
See, I always go northwest and I grow there, and I always make it to adult.
What I do is.
See, but I mean, like, just in terms of like no threats, because nothing goes. Usually, people don't even go there. Even if they wanted to, you got islands to go to, and then let them swim across towards. Tono has way better swimming, like a swim timer, than Serrato. I think it's like even double it. So you can swim for like pretty much twice as long and then get away.
I always get crocked.
Yeah,
get
get
cropped, yeah.
But usually, I've never got. Honestly, I guess sweat players could say or any of this, smart about it. But also,
The funny thing is,
just do the islands.
the sweat Dino players would all be playing at center. They would not. go
Yeah,
to
because
swamp.
that's where
Yeah.
your highest amount of kills you'd get,
Yeah.
anyways.
plus, you have
Makes
to
more sense.
imagine with these sweaty Dino players, once we get to Dino, if you consider safe drinking spots, if you have half the server as Dinos, just for whatever fucking reason, don't know why, eventually those Dinos will realize we're not getting any fucking kills on like Carnos and Tennos. We're gonna have to eat each other. Which, weirdly enough, lowers the amount of Dinos on the
No,
server once again.
If they're sweats, they're gonna go, oh, why are we at center? Of course they're not gonna be here. We know how to camp the safe spots because most of them can be camped, and you can use the super lunge to grab people there. You and I did that, Turk.
That is true, yeah. But like,
Yeah.
you still
Oh, yeah,
have
I've used that
moments.
before.
You still have moments to react. There's like 2 or 3 spots where even if you use these super lunge, you can see it coming and do that.
But
Especially
with the
if
10-0,
yeah.
you can grab the tail still.
It's also true, yeah. You can't just grab the tail. It's a bit iffy on that one.
I mean, Tenno's tail is huge.
Mm.
Like that hitbox is, it's like the amount of times I've been snagged by a Carno charge several meters away from my like base tail. It's
That's what we call lacking
That's not a
hit
hitbox.
validation.
That is
Yeah.
not, yeah.
Yeah, that's just because on the Kano screen it hits you on like the fucking legs. On your screen, you're
Yeah.
like, that was my fucking legs, chief, and the game's like, nah, fuck you. I don't care.
Yep.
I don't care what
It
you
just
think.
says understandable. Have a nice day.
Have
to
a
the Carno.
nice day.
Also, isn't that why there's so many hackers? Because the game literally just says, "Oh, you're doing this. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
put this through."
Because there's no client server validation of any kind, so the server accepts whatever the client says is true.
yeah. To be fair,
So-
anything that we say here about how the hacks work that we figured out isn't going to change much because the hackers are already hacking. But yeah, it pretty much is that any inputs and shit you tell the server, like if you tell the server I'm running at like 60 kilometers an hour as a Dino, the server will be like, yeah, 100%. That seems
That makes sense.
that sounds legit. It's a command coming from your fucking client. I'll do it. And then you start running at like 60 kilometers an hour. So, but if the server checked certain things like that, it would very quickly go, you can't run at 60 kilometers an hour. So, but whatever.
Interesting how that works. I think
not even-
yours. Sorry.
It's not even the worst thing. The Carno hitbox constantly gets thrown like several meters way out in front of it as you're running, which is also why the Carno can hit you while being several meters away, but it still hits you, and then they run through you.
Oh,
Because-
that's happened to me before.
It's because they don't know how to program delta time properly, but that's a different conversation for a different time. So,
Yeah.
Bird, you've got 2 A's so far. What's the last one for
Right.
combat fighting?
Last one, combat fighting. Ooh, depends. I'm gonna say it's B. It's really helped by its HP and its stance, if that makes sense. Those are like,
Oh yeah.
if it wasn't, its claw is like, yeah, I'm gonna say B. I'm gonna
Also
say B.
really good.
It's good because of how much they've like limited the game. That makes sense. But even then, it's still like, I don't know. It's still like it could be better. I'm saying it's B though.
No, that's entirely fine, yeah.
Good use of environment can supplement that, but
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
then you run into the
Normal,
whole
like,
thing.
defensive pressure. Like,
Yeah,
as
then
much
you
as
run
it
into
used to
the
before.
issue with like Omni, where it's like, yeah, but see, we're bringing in the environment,
Yeah.
which
Which brings it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. If the environment
If
is
it's
brought
on
in
the
and
kit
it's
itself, on the kit itself, yeah, B, straight up B.
Well, I'm guessing that just leaves me. One thing I would mention, especially with like a full group of Tenos versus a full group of Kanos, if the Tenos play in a certain way, where they don't go as one cluster, but they spread out a bit, you can kind of run into a situation where each Kano effectively has to contend with nearly 3 Tenos each. In a
I've
sense,
seen that.
you know, like if they spread out a bit, you could actually, in a weird sort of way, almost surround the Kanos almost with like a semicircle shape formation and put into them. If one of your teammates gets knocked down, you have another one right next to you, which if they're smart, which they should be, could then chase off that Kano and just chase them. And then when you get up, you then join them to like chase as well, which then separates the Kanos quicker. Furthermore, when me and Jay were experimenting a bit more with the knocking down Kanos with Tail Slam, what we've realized is that if the charge and the Tail Slam hit at the same time, both attacks go through, and the Kano still gets stunned, but it doesn't take damage. But it only lets the Kano take 1 bite, and it won't be on the head, because it won't be able to have time to get there. It'll be a body hit. And you can actually kick when it does that as well. So,
I mean,
in
that's-
theory, you could, even in the worst case scenario where you do get knocked down, if you just panic Tail Slam, you will have other Tenos around you to basically, in a sense, block in that Kano. that Kano is now trapped. And then it needs its Kano friend to go help it out. But that Kano friend's also being gimped over by another 2 Tennos. And the third Kano friend is like, what the fuck am I going to do? He's also being gimped by 2 other Tennos. So you could... Yeah, carry on, Howard?
Sorry.
No, carry on.
I was going to ask, where were you when you tested that out?
We were in...
Were you in the box?
No, we were near Salt Rock-ish, in the flat part of it.
Okay. Because I know in most of the area of Spiro, there's not, like, even terrain. And if there's any sort of deviation, effectively, if your z-axis is too different from the Carno z-axis, it just won't hit at all.
That's a very good point. I did forget about that. Yeah, technically speaking, your tail sound uses a lot of U-turns when it comes to hills and stuff. In a sense as well, even on the defense on hills, it's not exactly opportune for the Karnas to keep going after you on hills, unless they play very, very well, which we would assume that they would do. So,
if the Carno is smart enough and they're a sweat, they're gonna know that, oh, your tail slam is practically rendered nil and void on hills.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when going up against Omnis, I always make sure I'm standing on a flat bit next to the hill, not on the hill.
Yeah.
Because if they're standing on the hill, but I'm standing on the flat bit just below them, I can smack them. But if I'm standing on the hill, it picks up.
That's fair. In terms of like the survivability of the Tenno, I'll say its biggest weakness is definitely its need for water, which can be counteracted by where you live. So I'll definitely give it an A, in which it is very, very good at surviving, but it has that limitation in location. Its combat...
What's the combat sense?
The combat strength, I'd even give it A. I'll probably give it See, I want to give it an A, but I can see an argument for S in terms of its full kit. Because the potential of its kit is absolutely huge. For example, you get 2 headshots on a Kana with your kit and an alt bite, that kind of bleeds out to death in 3 attacks. That's kind of fucking insane.
Something I've done before is, like, for example, a Carno charges me in like a 1v1 I'm a Tenno. I've slammed it, gotten a headshot, 2 kicks on its head, and then like 2 to 3 alt bites because they're so sluggish this update.
Yeah.
You can pile on a ton of damage on them.
Yeah, I'd say theoretically, in terms of its combat strength, I would actually give it an S. Theoretically, the Tenno's burst damage is absolutely insane.
Oh yeah.
Which I think is fair because its big attacks cost stamina to use. I think that's fair. Big attacks that cost stamina deserve to do shit tons of bleeding damage.
You can also just chain with friends, so
yeah,
you know
exactly.
And again, the second they lose, let me swim away.
Let me swim away, yeah. Like especially,
like, I mean, if it's a case of 8 Tennos versus 3 Carnos, right? If the Tennos just cross the river, Haru say the rivers are too narrow. No, because the problem then is the Carnos, if they want to get you, will have to cross the river.
And you can just camp on the side,
you can just have fucking 3 Carnos on each of the Carnos that try to cross, and they just beat the shit out of each of them. And then the Carnos can't really do much there. They just lose the fight.
Exactly. Plus you have things like mud pools as well that you can go into in a desperate cinch, depending on where you are.
Not against the Carno, because you can't kick, you can only tail slam.
Yeah.
And that does not deal enough damage to do anything. And sure, it stuns them for a bit, but you have like a, 4-second
That's right. But like
window.
with 8 Tennos.
I mean, a lot of Tennos would die, but theoretically, yeah.
Theoretically, yeah.
Yeah, the herd will win, but...
Yeah. So I'd probably give S tier in terms of its combat, A tier in terms of its survivability, in terms of its ease of... in terms of its opportunities, I'd probably give it an A, to be honest. The fact that it seems...
We don't have an S, we just have A, so you're just giving it A's across the board?
That's a good fucking point. We have A's across the board.
Okay.
That's a good point. You have a very, very good point there. We might have to actually add an S into there. I didn't consider that. Wait,
we'd have to redo the scores then.
That's a good point. Fuck it, we just leave it
as it is then. Its total score comes out to 17.
Yeah.
Well, 17.2.
The fact that it only really has to worry about Carno and Dino kind of makes it pretty fucking strong.
And Serrato.
And Serrato.
And
I think
Serrato is kind of scarier, honestly.
I mean,
I feel
really? I kind of feel like a group of 8 Tennos versus a group of 8 Serratos, fuck's sake. A group of like 4 Serratos.
Serratos.
I kind of feel like the Serratos just get fucking gimped.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
Oh,
even
true. I keep forgetting about
Yeah.
that. But like in terms of like, I'd rather find 2 Carnos than 2 Stratos.
That is also true.
That
Yeah,
type of,
that is also
yeah.
true.
but like
so-
you can still pull a 2v1, like
Yeah.
two Serratos.
Because,
Against 2
I
good
mean,
Stratos,
Here's
you are
the
not beating 2
thing-
good
here's the
Stratos.
thing, again,
I guess that's fair.
but once again, right? If you lose, you just swim away.
well, no, the thing is that if the Serrato vomits you, you can't get your third diet anymore.
That is also true. Yeah,
So you have to walk off a cliff and start growing again anyway.
I would definitely say, yeah. Is it worth redoing the tiering early on to include an S?
Nah, I
Nah.
don't think so.
Nah, cool, fair enough. I'll probably give it
Also, keep in mind, like, the new update's gonna come out soon, so you're gonna have to do a new one.
even better. That's just more content.
That's more content. Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah, so this is the before gateway tier
Yeah,
list,
and
and then
I'm
we
gonna
can
see-
do the
Yeah.
post gateway tier list.
Exactly.
Exactly. You can milk out more views.
Bro, the gateway tier list, Raptor jumps up to fucking S tier.
Raptors, it's
Dino stays in fucking F tier.
Oh, Dino is useless on Gateway.
Honestly, that's
that
gonna
shit
be-
yeah.
looks horrible.
yeah. I'd say like wherever Raptor is, I'd probably like if it was to put it genuinely into a tier just straight off the bat, I would definitely say like mid A tier is where I put it. I think the
What, on the new
scorings-
changes, bro, you're
No,
forgetting about
not
like.
that. I mean like
no-
currently. I mean this fucking conversation that we're having today on this tier list.
Oh,
Well, based
but-
on the
oh,
numbers, it got put into B tier.
it got put into B tier. Wow, that's insane.
Yeah, because remember,
Is it-
it's 12.5.
Yeah, so it's higher than Raptor though.
But when we
But
when we round
Tenno
it
got
up
put.
to
Te-
S,
no, Tenno got put 17.2. So Tenno's an S tier.
No, it's an S tier. Fucking hell! Look at that. There it goes.
I
but
knew
wouldn't
it.
we wait? But,
Oh, wow.
but wouldn't we round up Raptor to A tier because at 0.5 is where you round up?
Yeah, cool. So we put Raptor in like low
Yeah.
A.
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, and then when we get everything onto the board, if there's anything that we seriously have discrepancies with, we'd then start shuffling things around based on the other stuff on the tier list.
Okay.
So if a server was just Tennos and Raptors, you guys would be happy with the tier list looking like this.
Yeah, I'd say.
So Dryo's next.
Then we get to Dryo, which is obviously an instant
Third.
fucking S tier.
This time it's Third's turn.
yay.
Dryo, gonna be F tier.
Okay,
Dryo's
Dryo,
going
I'm
straight in S. I don't
saying
give a shit.
for that tier. Ease of survival, just straight up max it out. Just max
Max it.
that thing out. Yeah,
You were not catching that.
it
same
doesn't
glitch.
like that's not even a debate. Literally, not even a debate.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Combat stats, I'm saying.
F.
Put it down.
It has
F
none.
tier, F tier. Just F, yeah.
It has
Just-
none.
I mean,
Garbage.
you
The
have
only
to.
thing
I
you
guess
can
it's
kill
not
are like
combat
juvies.
anymore.
That's it.
Yeah, but anything can punch down on Juby.
No, exactly. Yeah. So like,
And, oh, let's consider like this has to be versus fully grown creatures as well.
no,
I think,
exactly.
'cause
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's only fair. Unless it
technically we
specifically
could've-
has them like. Sorry.
Because I was gonna say, if we consider juvies and subs, we could make the argument that if you were to take all the 100 players, YouTubers, streamers, sweats, everything, drop them into the server at the exact same time, and they all start growing, technically speaking, you could make an argument where the Raptors would reach fully grown first, and they would cuck all of the fucking subs and send them back to juvies if they played well enough. They could, in
Yeah.
theory, create a situation where nothing reaches full grown. Because the second something gets close, they just fucking kill it and then move on. But
Yeah.
that's such a
Okay.
circumstantial thing. I don't really want to include that.
To be
Yeah,
fair, I
so
love Dryo's
everything-
like. If the game wasn't so like fucking laggy, Dryo's like, and plus its hitbox wasn't garbage. It'd be kind of fun combat wise, but it's not
Yeah.
because he has the speed and agility to do things, but he always gets fucking clipped by the most BS of attacks.
And then there's like the,
Peck box?
the dodge.
Dodge has got
What do you
I mean,
see
Dodge is good.
yeah,
Yeah,
dodge is
Dodge is good, but it's not really helpful in combat. Like,
Yeah.
No, actually, it's good in combat. I've done this against Juvies. I have,
Again, everything can punch down at Juvies, bro. I want to tell you. Except
Yeah.
for True
I mean-
Dawn.
I mean, even still, like, you can move out of the way of a Carno's bite, and that you can, because you have two, you can dodge out of the way of a Carno, dodge into its leg, peck it, and then run away.
well, it was
It all
charging.
depends
against
on
both-
SFPS.
I mean,
If the
we're
server is
assuming that
running
the server is running
perfectly.
smooth, so we're gonna put that
Yeah.
argument
Oh, I thought they were
Already.
talking about like what they do right now in the game.
Oh, in the game currently, yeah, you can. That's actually happened to me. I dodged the Clano charge and I teleported back into it and got knocked down. I was like, sick game.
Yeah. Because
Cool
right
game.
now,
Much
my
wow.
server performance at the FPS right now, I'm just on scope messing around. Fucking 29 right now.
Damn.
Beautiful.
That means your client is processing 29 ticks per second, and the server is probably doing about 5.
Yeah. Sick one.
Oh, that's.
I mean, the server
That's
will only
something.
be dependent on all the players being in there. That's when it will start going
Oh,
down.
no. It's dependent on players, bodies, active AI, asleep AI, the amount of map that is loaded, the water effects, particle effects, everything that is shoved server side that may or may not be better done client side, etc., etc. It's not doing just players, it's doing a whole lot of else.
I mean, what I mean is that because I'm assuming Bird's by himself, the FPS shouldn't be like 5, it should be like, who cares? That's just an annoying bit of pedantic, who cares? Back to Gyro. Anyways.
Okay, what's the last one? So I did combat stats and combat fighting. Just put them both at F.
Survivability is
I mean, technically
Survivability
speaking,
is just A. I think that's something just get out of the way.
it's combat strength, but also therefore include its ability to get the fuck away.
Oh, so then
Is that-
it would also
I mean,
if you
let's just put down the survivability.
if you consider
Yeah,
it,
that's
the way that it's the reason why I said ease of opportunities during fights, in which the win condition for the Dryo to win the fight isn't to kill you, it's to not fucking die. Which means
that
if
is
it's
a fair point.
if its win condition is you cannot fucking get me, I then teabag in your general direction and you get moldy about it. Therefore, it wins. It achieves its goal to fuck off. And it's very, very good at just fucking off.
That's fair.
Remember jungles too. Lily, Dryo, go in jungle. Dryo wins immediately. It's over. You will not get the Dryo in the jungle ever, unless you're like fucking hacking. But we're not counting hacking.
Yeah, but I mean, like, it's combat, like survivability. Because wouldn't like getting away from things just be general survivability?
I kind of saw survivability as like your ability to maintain it in a general sense. For example, things like getting food, getting water, growing, any threats you might have while growing, which yes, obviously goes into it, but you could also say your combat strength also affects your survivability.
I mean, I guess instead of calling it combat, like, you know, like combat ability, it'd be like player encounters or whatever, just to clear things up.
Yes, something like that, yeah. Obviously, we're just changing the names as we're going along, but yeah.
Alright, that makes sense then.
Well, of course, people are immediately complaining about the stam changes and how Tenno is trash when you can just swim away.
I'll be right back, I gotta pee.
People are already complaining on like the
Yeah.
Isle
Yeah,
Discord.
yeah, I know.
Wait,
Yeah.
wait, what?
The stamina costs are the same. I can see it.
Yeah, they're literally complaining. Tenno is so shit now.
Yeah, but like
Were they doing it like
but
balance feedback?
your stamina cost the same, but you can sprint for longer.
Yep. You
So
also
technically
have the best
speaking,
part
you
of
have
the day.
more
You can-
sprint opportunities during the actual fight. You just can't
Bro,
try to get
What is
back.
a buff? What
The
is a
funny
buff
thing-
though? How much is a buff?
Huh?
Well, you're saying the run times. Like, how much is a buff though?
I'm guessing
Like-
maybe like 10%, like last time.
That's like.
I mean,
I mean, still, you can run more during the fight than you used to be able to. You just can't gain it back.
I'd rather regen if I was. If it was an opportunity for Tenno. Yeah, regen is much better.
no, here's the thing. Me when I can swim away.
Okay,
But
but,
that-
depends what the migrations are.
Yeah.
Honestly, it would just depend.
Well,
Also
from
true.
what it looks like, all of Tenno's migrations are at water places. Delta River, marshlands, swamp.
Oh, dub, easy dub then.
Easy
Exactly.
dub. Cool.
Shut
Yeah,
up,
the-
then.
the funny
I shouldn't
thing is-
complain then.
Yeah, no, but here's
Why
the thing.
about it?
They said that Tenno the boxer, but I can't box a Carnotaur. You can.
You can.
You tell someone one time.
Same
kick him in the face.
limitations.
Yeah, no, you tell someone once in the face, kick him in
This-
the face twice, alt attack him in the face. Done.
This-
If he keeps trying to fight you, he will lose. He can't spam his charge anymore.
Because, like, the thing is, these are your average IL Joes, and the average IL Joe isn't.
No, but it's currently
you know.
stress
Come on.
testers that are on the
You know what
fucking
I'm
server.
That's what's sad.
You know, these are stress
No,
testers. We've got
funny
fucking
thing is,
people like Scope and fucking, you know,
Most stress-
Electric Luke and all that kind of shit, who are really, really good players. I don't see
Yeah.
any of them being like, Paradar, my tenor can't do what the fuck. Or just
No,
consider.
This works out.
Yeah.
I'm going to, it's just like, so it's like, if the migration paths are like good, if I'm expected to be in the open as a tenor, yeah, fucking better give me less stamina cost my attacks or whatever. I don't care. But if it's like near a river source, just you can swim, especially this like runtime buffs. You can swim for like over 2 minutes. Like just, it's a win.
Or even just do like a quick, you know, stress test PTB
Dude,
that lasts for like
Dilo's
3
fucking
days,
invisible.
and they say,
Okay, I'm back.
yeah, what's up?
Guys, Dilo is literally almost invisible. Look at the screenshot. You can barely see that thing.
Give me
Holy
post it.
shit! I did.
You can just
Yo!
hammer this, but- Yeah.
That looks sick.
Holy shit! I actually had to
Barely
fucking
see-
zoom in to see that bastard. That's sick.
Oh, wait. So stress testers have Dilo.
No.
No, devs do it.
The
Oh,
devs
this
do.
is a teaser.
That's fucking. That's ominous as fuck.
I'm
Lily,
so
you,
excited
you,
for
you
Dilo.
literally can't see him. It's almost, he's like almost invisible. Now imagine the fog as well.
Ooh.
Oh,
Ooh, send them to the fog. Anyways, cool. Dryo, we're now on to Haru, who's magically come back.
Wouldn't
Wait, so what were the scores for Jay, Acro, and Shark?
What do you
Oh, I
mean?
didn't go yet.
No,
I didn't know.
we're doing it in one order, and then we're reversing the order. So Bird's just gone, now it's you.
Okay, then what was your
A,
score
F,
chart?
F. I mean, A for survivability, and then F for everything else, honestly.
And what was your score, Turk?
I'm going at the end, as usual,
Okay.
just to like manage you guys, and also give the correct opinion to them.
I am the same as Bird, El Dryo.
But like in any fight, you can
Y'all
just
are
get the
fucking
fuck
losers.
away, which in my opinion would give it an S in terms of its opportunity thing.
the thing is, I don't like having combat stance. I would love to go with just stats in general.
Yeah, that's a little
Like,
better.
Well, honestly,
If it
given the fact that we're on to the third dinosaur, we can revise the tiering thing.
Yeah, so just I would just say stats, ease of survival, and player encounters.
Player encounters, yeah, cool. There you go.
Okay.
That's a nice succinct way of saying it.
Anyways, Haru, go on.
Yeah, any changes Haru or Bird would like to make?
Let me quick look at what the beat is.
I'll quickly write this down. That. Holy fucking shit.
Look at that. You can't see anything. You literally can't see shit. That's the venom effect.
That's so at nighttime the
Wait.
fog is just black. That's sick.
Oh my god. It's busted. It's actually busted. It is actually busted.
That's awesome.
I can't wait for fucking Dino. I cannot wait to just fucking send people to the fog. I don't care.
It's time to
I
fucking
will
Send them to the
kill
Shadow
them.
Realm.
Honestly,
I will-
it's fucking.
I will
You
be
can silent hill anyone you want at any given time. That's sick.
Oh, that is gonna be amazing.
And all you gotta do is just bite them and it just applies the effect. So
Yeah,
it's great.
exactly.
Exactly.
No?
And then what? You
Yeah, I
can,
think that's gonna be the biggest dub in the no stat.
I guess
cost.
I'm gonna change stats to E because it does have speed, but it's one hit by almost everything and deals little to no damage.
That's
Dryo has a bite force of like 25. What are you saying? They can.
Funny.
It's 20, but it's worthless against full-grown creatures.
I'm assuming everything is full grown in this.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
me and the boys of 8 Dryos pecking at the feet
Also,
of Akano for like 20 minutes. Just
Also, the
That just
hitbox is
reminded me-
garbage. It's
The hitbox is
generally
shit. You
just-
need to be
Shadow
on top of them, yeah.
Shadow.
Well, who's next then? It will be Shark. Take it away.
Yeah. Alright, so for Dryo, his stats, it has high stamina. It's fast, but it's slower than Omni. With low health, low damage. And that's pretty much it for Dryo, right? So
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it
yeah, I think all the herbivores are slower than all the carnivores, Dano excluded.
Yeah, quick. I'm
Is it
just writing
slower-
it down. What
slower
are
than true
the
dinosaur?
what are the 3 categories?
I'm like-
It's stats. It's
just off his stats. Just
Ease
off
of
his
survival, player
stats,
encounter.
I'm gonna give it a C. just off his stats. For ease of survival, definitely an A. It's very easy. You can just eat grass and you can survive.
Thank
You
you,
can
Lauren.
pretty much eat anything you want. You can't starve. You can drink water easily. You can jump onto rocks. You're fast. You have dodge, so it's pretty easy to survive. So that's that. And for player encounter, what's this? What is player encounter?
Player encounters means if a player encounters you, stack up your win condition versus them. Can you achieve it?
It's basically just viability, which is just can I escape creatures that I can't kill? Can I
Kill creatures
that
I can kill. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So for that player encounter, I'm gonna definitely give it a B because you're fast, you're small, you're agile. As soon as you go into a bush, you can disappear easily. For them, like 8 out of 10 times, you're definitely getting away. You're definitely gonna get away. So B. Give you a B.
So your total was
I think it's ABB. I think.
okay.
I'm pretty sure stats was C.
Oh yeah, stats we'll see. Yeah, sorry. So next would be who'd be next then?
I think I'm next.
There's so many fucking screenshots in the chat now. Sorry. Anyways, yeah, we'll be acronym. Yeah.
So for Dryo's survivability, I would say like S. They're pretty low maintenance. Their growth time is not that long. I mean, they have the dodge. They can eat grass. They can't starve to death. Drinking spots, whatnot. So I'd say S tier, like low S. Like player encounters, I would say like maybe an A tier, because you know their agility plus the dodge and their speed and the all-powerful forecall for trolling. But yeah, player encounters I would say like an A tier, and for stats I would say like a C tier. I mean, it's speed, mid agility for what I would expect out of a Dryo, and the dodge. It's what puts it in C tier for me. But the dodge is like it's a jet. It sends you flying way faster than I expected.
Yeah.
It can also be used to really juke easily because you can just dodge behind someone. That's the funniest part.
Oh yeah.
Right out, you just dodge behind them, and they don't know what the fuck just happened.
Yep. And if you dodge behind them and then dodge right back in front of them, they're looking behind them and you're gone.
Yeah, you can definitely break some ankles.
One of my favorite things to do is Dryo.
So yeah.
It's J, I guess. Well, what's the scoring then, acronym? Yeah, sorry.
It's S, A, and C.
Oh, actually, it's just B.
Zach.
Yes.
So for me, I put Dryo at an A for stats. Yes, it has low HP, but it has very good. It still has good speed. It has the agility. It has the stamina. It has the dodge, which basically means you can get a speed boost. You can go in any direction with the speed boost. You also don't drain stamina with it. Overall, I think it just in stats, it's actually pretty good. Ease of survival, also A tier. You eat grass, you win. You eat plants, you win. You can escape every creature, basically. And that ties into the player encounter. You can live without encountering any players. Well, you can. And even if you encounter a group of free Carnos, you win. If you go into the jungle, nobody will find you, no matter what they are. So, AAA. So, 18 points, I'd say.
Cool, then it's me. I pretty much agree with everyone. I would say that Dryo stats, I'd probably give it a high B, simply because it's a master of one and not really a jack of all trades. It's very much focused on if I can get away from something, which makes it very, very good when you consider how high those stats are focused on that. But all in all, there are other dinosaurs that also have focused stats but are more well-rounded, which I think is more important in a survival game, to be a more well-rounded creature.
Yeah, it's better to be a generalist than a specialist.
Yeah, than a specialist, exactly.
Absolutely.
But then, taking into consideration, it's the other two, I'll just say like straight A's. I'd have to go to AAB, just because its ability to then do the thing that it specializes in is so good when it comes to survival. Because unless you ambush it, it is just getting away all of the time. That you have to get it when it's not going to expect it, which goes for every single dinosaur. So the very, very fact that it can force that situation, I think makes it very, very good at survival. So Haru, what are the scores then?
What were your scores for your categories? I just heard B.
AAB.
Okay. So that is 6, 6, 17.
Just you wait before we fucking place Dryo higher than fucking Raptor. That's gonna be so fucking funny. That's gonna be so funny.
You probably would place higher than Raptor.
For Dryo, it is 13.33.
Which places it in
A tier before Raptor.
Holy fucking shit. There you go, baby. Hell yeah. We've done it. Yeah, so people are gonna look at this fucking tier list and be, what the fuck are they talking about? But look at it. It makes sense. You cannot say it doesn't make sense.
Dryo supremacy over Omni.
No, but genuinely, if you have a server with just Tenos, Dryos, and Raptors, the Raptors aren't catching the fucking Dryos, and the Tenos are kicking their fucking ass. They're at the bottom. It makes sense. You can't. Also, welcome, Erin.
Hey, yo.
Oh, Erin's coming at the perfect fucking time.
I may or may not have. I got home from school and I just passed out.
No worries, it's all good, it's all good. All that matters is that you came in at the perfect time, Erin. Let's talk about Kano.
Oh, S tier.
There you go.
It'll always be S tier.
Always be
There's
S tier.
nothing you can do to bring it down.
There's nothing you can do. Cool, so Jay ended last one, so we're gonna start with Jay. And we'll just throw Erin somewhere in the fucking mix.
I mean, I could see Kano dropping down to at least like A tier, maybe B. And, well, S for survivability, that's about it.
Yeah, but it could always get away. It could always pick its fight. It's like Gakro.
Yeah.
Like it's always S tier.
That's not, no, but that's not the categories.
That's not the categories. When Erin's listening to everyone talking about it, I put Erin after you, Bird, so he'll be second to last because I'm at the end. No, Jay said he'll be right back. I think Jay's here currently. So we'll move on to acronym then. Oh, Jay's here. Go on, Jay, Kano.
So, yeah, I know. Stats, I put it at a high B tier. Only because the stamina is the only problem that I see with Kano. Other than that, it is still really good. It has the speed. It has the damage. Has the fucking HP. It has everything but the stam, which means it could get like outstammed by some creatures. Survivability though, it's an A tier because it can't run from everything that it needs to. Even if its stam is pretty bad, it can just run. You can literally go into jungles as a Carno to run away from creatures, and you can get away that way. You're fast enough, you can do it. You can also kind of feed yourself off of AI. Somewhat, not fully, but somewhat you can. And you can kill almost every creature in the game. And player encounter, also A tier. You, like, again, you can run away from everything. You can beat everything, especially in your group. You just slaughter most creatures. So, yeah. So, BAA. Bah.
Go now on to acronym. Your opinion on Kano.
Okay, Carno for stats, I mean, good damage, good health. Its speed is like what, best in the game?
Yeah.
Like, I think it even outspeeds Galley in some cases.
I'm fairly sure, in a straight line, I'm fairly sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Unless they have the speed boost.
Oh yeah, speed boost, forgot about that, yeah.
But the only downside to Carno is really its stamina and agility. But if we're talking like current, like perfect of Rima, then I would put its stats at like an A tier. Player encounters, I would also put at A because it can control the fight. It's the fastest thing in the game, and it's a pretty good. It has its charge. It has good bite force. Its agility is still mid, but if it has or not mid bad, if it has its group members, you can just roll through things. You can demolish the roster pretty much. And what was the last one again? Survivability.
Yeah.
Player encounter.
I would put it at maybe like a B tier. It can't really survive off of AI, which is, fair. It can hunt pretty well, but at the same time, its acceleration and what do you call it? Its agility is a huge limiting factor, plus its stamina. So AAB.
Cool, Shark.
All right, for Carno, for his stats, it has high health, good damage, the fastest animal in the game. The only downside, like other people said, is its poor stamina, its turn rate, and its acceleration is bad right now. So for its stats, I'm gonna give it an A. For ease and survival, B. Its hunger drain is pretty quick, and it goes through bodies really quickly, and it can't live off of AI, so it's kind of hard in that regard. And because, like I said, its turn rate isn't the best, and it has low stamina too, it's gonna be hard to catch prey sometimes. So you really have to be on top of it. You gotta really know what you're doing. It'll get like ambushes to be successful. So it's getting a B for ease of survival. And for player encounter, definitely A. You can just run away for the most part. Most situations you just run away. And that's it.
Sorry, I missed those. Could you repeat that? Just the rankings. I got A.
I think it's a B.
For stats, A, and then ease survival, B, I think I said. And for player encounter, I also picked A.
Okay.
Haru.
For the stats, I think I agree with everybody else on this. It's got the speed, it's got the health. Its stamina is lacking a bit, but I think it balances out the health and the damage that it outputs. So, gonna give it an A.
Sorry for interrupting, but I forgot to mention its bleed pool kind of sucks. So that's something to take into
Oh
consideration.
yeah, true.
Oh yeah,
True. I forgot that.
second worst of the mid tiers.
Well,
Yeah.
I forgot that. Yeah.
In terms of ease of survival, it does force you to PvP, I think the most of all the carnivores. So the risk of actually losing a carno is much higher. So I'm gonna give that a B. Would give it a C, but your stats are far more in your favor. And being that we've been doing this, full group or full herd or pack versus full herd or pack, a 3 group of sweaty carnos versus just about anything else is probably going to win. So that's why I'm going with B instead of C. If it was 1-on-1, I think it'd be much more fair to say C. But and in terms of player encounters, that and the fact that one of the diets has no AI counterpart, and in a full pack of carnos, there just isn't enough AI to keep you guys going. Solo you can do it, but not in a group. At least I don't think you can. Yeah, and then in terms of player encounter, I'm probably gonna have to, again, like what the others have been doing, go with an A, because you control the fight, you have the speed. If they try to run away, in the current patch, you can just skip ahead of them and cut off any exit they may attempt. You can push them in any direction you want them to go. One can pressure. They have the best stamina regen while resting. Their standard get up versus W get up is almost the same speed. So there's no reason to never not just normal get up without spending stamina. If you have the stamina regen diet, it is just obscene with them. I think taking the bleed into And I think even, factoring in the lack of bleed, or the lack of a blood pool, rather, I think I might still go with an A. Well, I mean, if you make one mistake while fighting in a Tenno herd, even with two other perfect Carnos, that might be it. You might end up bleeding out trying to get away from them because they can just keep trotting at you, and you'll end up having to get up, move, sit, get up, move, sit, get up, move, sit. That's a tough one. Fighting against Omnis, you could just stand still, alt bite, win. Fighting against Stegos, why would you bother? Fighting against Danos, why would you bother? Like, your counterpart, as the devs intended, is a Tenno. And the amount of bleed they can dish out, and it's so quickly as well. I might actually drop that down to a B. Just because they're so susceptible to bleed, and so many things deal bleed. And their intended counterpart is the best bleeder, Stegotail aside. So I'm gonna drop that down to a B, so AVD for me.
You also have to take into account that they used to be cannibals, and sometimes people still cannibalize, so that could affect their overall survivability and player encounters.
That's a good point.
I thought about that, but then I was like, okay, if they're all sweats, they're not going to be wanting the risk of the cannibalism debuff.
I mean, even still,
They could
if
just
I
kill
played
each other.
Carno they could just kill each other and not eat the bodies, because that's exactly what I would do.
Fair.
Cool, that leaves us with Bird and Aaron.
Alright, what would I go with? This is, okay, Carno. Easy survival. Honestly, yeah, I'll just straight up A tier. I've never really had the issue of food like other people have. You can pretty much decide to run from everything if you want to. Raptor is not really a threat if you use the map. Serrato, just skip. Tenno. Yeah, there's no threat. There's literally nothing that can really kill you if you want to survive. Your goal is trying to run away and survive. Yeah, you're fine. Combat, honestly, just amazing. Yeah, you pretty much just beat everything in trios. Only counter I'd say is probably the 8 Tennos, but if it's anything less than 8, let's say it's 6 or 5, I can see a trio just dominate. But also for groups, I'll just say A tier anyways for Carno on combat side of things. What is it?
And for stat?
Wait, playing. My bad, playing counters. You changed that. You changed it? Am I just tripping?
No, we did change
We gave
it.
them better names to make it easier.
Yeah.
Okay, easy survival and player encounter. Yeah, both A tiers on both sides. It just is.
Stats
like I said
is
before,
A tier as well?
survival.
Or?
Yeah, that's A tier, yeah.
Okay.
Damn, it's a perfect score from Bird.
And also, if people worry about acceleration, if you bring something towards a bush, if you use the palm tree, you know how to use you rub against it, you kind of run into it, and you get the instant acceleration pretty much out of the bush.
You can also run into the bush like you're running away,
Yeah.
and make people
And then
think
come
you're
back
going in there, and turn
Yeah.
around
Right there.
while they can't see you, and then ram them right through the bush. Oh my
Yeah.
god, that is so satisfying to pull off.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That's happened to me. I knew it was gonna happen, and I still fell for it.
I know that pain.
I was a Tenno looking for a Carno. I saw it hop in the bush. I knew it was coming at me. And what did I do? I tried to alt bite it when it was already in charge.
Genius.
I know.
And at that point, you're just on the ground, son
I
of a
ended-
cussing cuss word. Nope, just do it. Kill me right now. I'm not even gonna get up. Just
I did end up killing that Carno because it was a bad Carno. A lot of the players aren't very good, but this is a perfect sweat.
Yeah.
This is the world's most perfect server, yes, indeed. Yes.
If only we could have a server with full sweats.
I would love to one day organize that. It'd be so much fucking effort.
go into the server and you have special modded skins so that there are deodorant sticks just duct taped to everybody's nose because it's a perfect sweat server.
Exactly. So, Aaron, the Carno aficionado.
Okay. For stats, it's B tier because it has S tier stats, in my opinion, because of its speed, brings it up to S. But then its bleed lets it down, which doesn't let it use its speed in combat. And then for its ease of survivability, on that one, it's very biased, but it's an S. If you really put your mind to it and you play Cardinal perfectly and right, you will never get touched by any other person unless you want to fight him. You use your bushes, you run around, and you avoid big groups. You'll never get touched by anyone.
Makes sense.
And then player encounter. Player encounter, I don't know if it means like you get ambushed.
A player encounter just means that
It basically, it's viability. Can
Yeah.
you escape the things that can fight you? Can you fight the things that you can't escape?
Yeah.
Which is kind of just A tier again.
Yeah,
The
and
only-
we're doing this from the perspective of like full groups. So 8 Tennos, 3 Carnos, 5 Stegos, 2 Danos, etc., etc.
full group, Tenoples is a threat, I say.
Mm.
And maybe Stem Diet Seratos, but if the Colonel's running Stem Diets, then that's a yikes. So,
Well, I mean, if it's full group 3 Cardinals versus 4 Sarahs, they kind of clamp the Sarahs.
Yeah.
that's true. Unless the Sarahs have a body buff.
I mean,
And then
technically,
right
what
there
would
is
happen
the
during the
unit.
fight is you'd wipe out one Serato, and then you just leave.
Yeah, you wipe ones around and just
That's
leave.
fair.
Or because they'll get really strong. And then the Tennos, what
Not
Tennos can
even.
do.
You can just chip away with your numbers.
Exactly, you just chip
Oh
away.
yeah.
at them.
Yeah,
You just
exactly.
run
Yeah.
away- yeah.
Yeah, you just kill
Yeah,
them
when the-
Actually, if
and
both of
blast
them
the
are
other three.
yeah, if
run away,
both of
come
them are
back.
at the body, if both of them are at the body, all 3 of you just target one of them.
Exactly.
He will get hit and he will get clamped. So
Choo choo.
Yeah, and all you have to do is, if you're low on stam, just run off and rest.
Yeah.
Just stay within line of sight.
Like the
Assert dominance,
Serados,
rest right in front of them,
the
and
Serados
just
Yeah, that's-
weirdly
the
have-
body buff range.
Yeah, they get held hostage by the body. Because they're going to be good players. They're going to realize, well, if we leave, they could ambush us from wherever the fuck they've run off to. If we stay here, we're safe. In a weird kind of way.
Yeah, but the only reason in solo and 1v1s, which is what we mainly do, Carno versus Serato with body buff is doable, is when you run out of the body buff range, he has to bring up the body buff range as you're running towards him, and you can get normal damage on him.
Mm.
When you're in a group, they always have the body buff because they all buff each other.
Yeah.
So they're stronger in a group when it comes to that.
Once this
But-
new update drops, it's really gonna change up the matchup for real.
Oh yeah.
good,
We
good,
can
good.
really milk out the views then.
The newest update, I think, is actually going to really change how the game really plays, and I like
Yeah.
it goes more into a survival perspective. Like I literally see people complaining, creatures that use attacks that use stamina for their attacks suck. I don't like this change. Oh, swim away.
I think
So, Aaron,
people still have to accept the fact
Yeah.
that running away is an option. And even
Yeah.
I struggle with that because I'm the most
So-
aggressive player ever.
I feel that, like, the amount of times watching back through footage, it's like, if I would have just walked away, because they already lost me, but I was like, oh no, I can get a cheeky tail slam in, and I can do this, and then I run in, and my tail slam didn't go off because I spent my stamina running in, and I'm a douche canoe, and now I'm dead, and this literally happened like 3 hours ago, and there goes my Tenno.
No, yeah, exactly.
But Aaron, so what would you give them for player encounter then?
Because its only big threat is other Cardinals, and you can really easily get away from that. As a Cardinal, getting chased by like 2 Cardinals, or like it's one of your teammates died and there's 2 of you, you're getting chased by 3 Cardinals. All you have to do is make sure one of you waits out 2 of their charges from 1 or 2 of them, and then they can't catch you. And the other Cardinal waits out 1 of the charges from the other Cardinal or 2 of the charges, and that's it. They can't touch you. The running party on Cardinal is always biased because all you have to do is either tank a charge or bait out a charge, and they'll never touch you ever again.
Mm.
Fair.
So
Yeah, he's true about that. Yeah, you can never really, if you have, especially with the max like 3 carbs diet, there's like no chance for them to ever find you either. You just keep running. Also, if you have the distance, they have to run towards you as well. That's the part as well. They waste time trying to get towards you.
Yep.
Just stay on full stamina and you win.
And
So
you could
you-
also like when you're all out of stam. I guess smart players wouldn't do that, but the chasers would sit down to get more stam. You could keep trotting away.
Yeah. Or hell, even just Z-walk. And then Z-walk while looking straight up to assert dominance.
Oh,
Wait,
yes,
are we
for sure.
saying next update Cardinal right now? Current.
This is current. This is pre-gateway,
Current, yeah.
which means that we can milk this bitch out and do a post-gateway
Ooh.
in like a couple
Yo,
months'
when
time.
Gateway comes out, I'm sorry, but Cardinal's gotta be an S because that combo is gonna be crazy. With those
Oh, yeah.
scripts.
Although it is gonna have like what 20-second cooldown after.
The
hit
charge,
charge?
yeah.
I mean,
Is it gonna be missed too?
when you have like good like agility for like accelerating and turning? Oh my god, who needs a charge?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Brawl.
The charge is just gonna be an ambush tool again, which is what it always meant to be.
Also, 20 seconds is not that long considering most fights. Like, I'm sure you can attest to this, Turk. Even in high-octane fights, if you look through recordings,
No, yeah,
they
they're
take a
normally-
long time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like-
my stag 1v1 was like what 17 minutes long.
Yeah. Fights
So
either...
20 seconds is nothing.
No, exactly. It's
Yeah.
gonna be... If you're being chased by one Kano and it misses the charge, you have that 20-second opportunity of being like, cool, I don't have to worry about the charge. I can just play on dodging its bites and then try and get away. But
It's a counter to group Cardinal, not solo Cardinal, in my opinion.
honestly, yeah, exactly. It's a big thing for group Kano. You actually have to be careful of when each Kano charges. Especially if
Yeah,
you
so-
send in the first Kano to charge, trying to be smart, and it misses, and the second one is now forced to have to go in and charge, and if he also misses, you're like, well, fuck.
Yeah, because solo Cardinal is always trotting around and looking for an opportunity to get a free hit. Doesn't have to be a charge necessarily,
No,
but
exactly.
group Cardinal is just charge.
Yeah. Plus, solo Kano doesn't have to worry about, as you say, being spotted properly. It can take the time to actually be stealthy and get a really good ambush off. So,
Yep.
all in all, so bad. I would say my ranking of Kano, I'd say it's pure fucking stats. Definitely.
Wait, hold on.
Oh, sorry.
Aaron, so what's your final ranking for player encounter?
I mean, like, I don't know why it wouldn't be S. What are the classifications for S?
It's just A to F.
But it's not, yeah, it sounds like you're going between like a B and an A.
An A.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because
plus.
its only big
sorry.
threat is Tenno.
Mm.
Tenno or Galley. Alright, go on.
Yeah, I'd personally just agree with everyone here. I think it's pure combat strength and like stats, especially in a group. Definitely lend it towards A. As I said before, the difference between having two Kanos versus like two Raptors or two Tenos is exponentially different. The Kanos can set each other up to get charges and get stuff off way better than any other dinosaur can. Just basically, like, you dodge one, the second one hits you. It's a very cut and dry thing. I'd say in terms of it growing and survivability, it's fairly fucking decent. There is no real stage in your growth where you really have a proper threat, except for, of course, other Kanos. But it's not a cannibal anymore, so it'll be no real issue with that besides just killing you for the fuck of it. I'd probably just give it 3 A's to be perfectly honest, almost. It has the big threat of Tenos, but you could focus blast one Tenno and then fuck off.
Yeah.
In theory, even like a group of 8. Unless the Tennos played absolutely beautifully to protect that member, and in doing so, they put themselves up to the chopping block of potentially being focused. So I think if the Kanos play very, very well and try and maximize single target damage, they could, by war of attrition, break a Tenno group.
But at the same time, wouldn't that take so long to the point where the Cardinals would starve?
That's the thing as well, yeah. You then have risks of that. So actually, no, I maybe say Kano could actually be... Oh, it's hard to then say.
I think it's B.
Yeah,
on,
I'd probably say 2 A's and a B towards Kano.
Yeah, B on, what's it called?
It's
Like
player
stats,
encounter.
let it down.
Yeah. Like, especially with this matchup with Tenno and Serrado, it has the ability to absolutely fucking barista bomb one of the members of the team. It then unfortunately needs to wait for that group to allow it to then eat. Which I think is then its biggest weakness.
Mm.
Especially with its food drain being so fucking abysmal currently.
That brings its score exactly to 17.
Which puts
0.2 below Tenno.
it just behind Tenno. There you go. Damn. Man, Poutine's gonna fucking mold over this fucking tier list, unfortunately. Anyways,
How is he gonna mold? He's gonna be like, of course Tenno is better.
bro,
I mean,
the whole
Tenno is
fucking...
better though.
Yeah, Tenno is just fucking
No,
better.
Haru, did you not see his rant?
Haru sent me the fucking rant where it was like, the herbivore experience has been utterly terrible. We currently have the 2 herbivores of A and S tier ahead of the fucking carnivores, so... And eventually we're going to reach Stago, which is going to be fun.
And just so that I can keep track of everything, just so I can keep track of everything to give you in case you've wanted the math to be able to put this in your YouTube video. I've been doing all of the math and everything in ChatGPT, so I can just, copy paste the entire chat to you.
Yeah, I would definitely say at the end, just post it into the thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that way you can be like, here's how we did it. Here is the math for it.
Exactly. Fuck you. Cool. Now we have the clearly most OP dinosaur in the game, and it's not Stego. It's clearly Hipsy. Obviously, it's
It
Hipsy.
can be sacrifice only and spit only.
I don't think we even need to go in everyone in the order of this chat here. I think we can all just unanimously agree what Hipsy is.
S tier.
S tier. Pure S. Pure S. It just goes straight up there. Like,
yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Actually,
I will say, as a legitimate thing, there are a lot of people that sleep on that spit, and that is so fucking annoying when they're mixed packing with anybody.
One of the strongest thing that Hipsy genuinely has is its ability to mix pack with any other herbivore and increase their viability like twofold.
Yeah.
We need a separate category above S just for Hipsy.
Honestly.
Yeah.
H.
And if they die, they come back instantly, fully
They
grown.
come back instantly. Exactly my point. Like, you're like, cool.
No growth time.
No,
And they can graze.
You're trying to kill a bunch of Tennos as a Carno. There's just a Hipsy there. You're like, cool, we'll focus the Hipsy so we don't get blinded. 2 minutes later, the Hipsy's fucking back. What was the point?
Also, unlike all the other herbivores that have issues with the whole, oh no, we're going to get hit by or we're not going to be able to fill up our diets if we get vomited once by a Serrato. Hipsy can just go, oh, puke, 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 and I can fill my diets now.
No, exactly, yeah. It's just...
Also, the Hipsy can get in the way of things like a ram and stop it because it gets stuck in the Carno mouth.
Oh my fucking god, yes, the absolute the utility aspect of Hipsy is actually insane in Mizpacks.
It is unironically S tier because of the utility it brings.
It's a pure support dinosaur.
It takes
honestly.
Like, for example, there's a solo Tenno and a fucking Hipsy, right? Wait, well, a Carno's going up against like something, and the other team has a Hipsy. The Carno charges. The Hipsy suicide jackets into the fucking Carno's mouth. The Carno has a Hipsy in its mouth. It's like, why can't I bite? Why can't I bite? There's a Hipsy in my mouth.
Why didn't I ram the Tenno? What the hell?
What the hell?
What's going on? And now I'm getting belted in the face so many times. What? I'm dead. What the fuck?
What the
fucking Tenno?
You know what I mean?
Looks at. Then they hit F2, look at the recording, and they just see the random Hipsy just
into it. You know what I mean? Like, Hipsy support potential is genuinely so fucking underrated. It's fucking insane.
And then, before the death screen is even over, they just see the same skinned Hipsy just squeak.
Yeah. Like, I've always thought to myself that, like, one of the strongest mix packs would be, like, Packies and Stegos. The Packies just suicide barista bomb into something to break its legs, and Stegos just casually trot up. But Hipsy's just as good. You don't have to fucking suicide yourself into something. You can just spit, and they're blind. And to get rid of the blind,
you have to stop. You have
to stand still to get rid of the blind. Yeah,
it's not even just with herbivores. Hipsies are worth so little food. They can. I can go up as a Hipsy to call like a group of Danos, and then suddenly I'm their little birdie friend.
No, exactly.
That's true.
And then when something shows up, like a pack of Omnis, Danos go underwater, I run up to the Omni, spit in their face, and then just start screaming and running around, jump in the water. They follow me because, oh, Hipsy jumped in water, no Danos, it's obviously safe, and then suddenly it's just Omni soup.
Yeah. You know, like, Hipsy and Dryo have a very, very similar kit in terms of I want to get away from stuff, but the fact that Hipsy's able to blind you in order to make distance is so much better.
It's the fact that when you're clearing the blindness, you're stunned basically.
Yeah.
You can't.
Yeah.
And you can't get rid of the blindness in stages. You can't like tap it for a second and then run, tap it for a second. You have to get rid of the whole thing at once.
No, fun fact.
And the thing
Depending
is,
depending on what dinosaur you play as, if they wipe them out, the face, they're stunned longer than they are knocked down.
Like
Sarah.
like Steko. And the fact that you can get reblinded in the animation,
exactly.
unblind. Like if you look at my first Stego combat guide video, I kept in a bit of where a Hipsy showed up and just blind, and I left that in just to show how underrated Hipsies are.
I maybe a few weeks ago, I played Hipsy, and it takes a lot of work to train your aim, but once you have good aim as a Hipsy, you turn into a Navy SEALs sniper. You are if you're mixed packing with Stegos, you're like one of the most dangerous mixed packs on the island.
Yeah.
It's worse than leg fracture because you can stun lock them while you can keep them in one place too.
Yep.
No, exactly. Like
Hipsy unironically top.
The only way Hipsy could be any fucking better is if players could smell the vomit thing off the Hipsy spit.
Yeah.
Oh my god, could you imagine?
Imagine that with like a group of Tanos. You fucking spit at the Carno runs away to like get rid of its thing, but every other herbivore can fucking smell it. And they just fucking descend upon your ass. What are you gonna do?
That's what models do.
Unironically, even without like seeing it as a support creature, Hipsy's very viable. It's the Hipsy is the only creature that actually has food in the jungles, which means not only do you get your diets and your food, you don't grow, you spawn full grown, you just chill in the jungle for the rest of your life. It's not fun, but it's viable.
No, exactly.
What I love to do as Hipsy is I spawn as Hipsy, and then I go to a cliff, usually Jungle Gully, and I will hop my way up to the edge of one of the sides, and then one call. And I'll one call again a couple minutes later. And then inevitably I will get some Carno that will think I'm on the edge and try to like bite me or ram me and not realize that the edge is a bit closer than they think, and then I'll just see Carno the edge.
No, yeah, it's
also,
and that's just all I do. I just will stand in precarious places and get people to yoke themselves trying to get the little annoying Hipsy.
What I like to do as Hipsy is I just spawn center, like just eat a pumpkin and spam one call. Eventually a Serato or something will find me, and I run around them spinning circles, spitting in their face, just constantly F calling.
Yeah. Like,
and then I bite them when they're clearing their spit.
And it's like I legit there's whenever I need a palate cleanser from just the bullshit of netcode and crap like that plagues dinos like Stego or Tenno, I just play Hipsy. And some of the best memories I have are just from playing just the support Hipsy and just going around and like befriending an Omni pack or befriending like some massive Irby herd or something, and just being the most vile, cancerous, feathered piece of shit.
Also, it's
everything else.
Its jump height is pretty crazy if you hold it down.
Yeah, and it also returns like what 90% of the stamina it uses, and you don't lose stamina while it's regenning.
Yeah.
Plus, it has super great fall damage resistance too.
It does. Another thing Hipsy can do, and Packy can do it as well, and we'll get to that. If you get spotted by one member of a group, and they move in to get you early before their group arrives, you can spit at them, and now that group member's now lost them. If you run away, they now can't communicate to their group where you went, because they're blind.
Yup.
Which means you can,
I just wish like Pepsi can spit while moving.
you know. Furthermore,
Yeah.
unlike Paki, which can do a similar thing where you bonk the thing that went in early against you and you run and hide, so that they can't properly. They can still see you, obviously, and they can give that direction. But unlike that, with Hipsy, it's just a full fucking blind. You're just gone.
Oh, yeah.
You can't. It's the best thing at escaping groups of dinosaurs. You know.
Also, at the same time, like it will wear off eventually on its own, but it's longer than you'd think.
It's like a minute.
Yep.
And if it's done at night, it basically turns off night vision.
It does.
Basically, it is the last time I had it done to me at night, it was pitch black. I was totally blind.
That is scary. Imagine Dilo and Hipsy.
Dilo
mixed
Hipsy
pack.
mix pack is.
Oh man.
Man, we're cooking some devious
And, like,
shit
you
in this
see-
kitchen.
And you see, this only works in this theoretical full sweat server.
Yeah.
Because the moment we go over to how it actually is played, Hipsy's D tier immediately.
Yeah, 100%. But in theory, it's fucking insane.
Oh yeah.
I volunteer as tribute to start studying the way of the Hipsy.
You know what? Yeah. Let's do some Hipsy study gameplay soon.
Honestly, like, if you can somehow convince a fucking COD player to play the Isle with you and just
Oh my
main
God.
Hipsy, I swear to God, you're being sniped from like 30 yards away with fucking spit.
The funny thing is, my aim with Hipsy is better than when I'm playing like an actual like shooter game like Red Dead Redemption 2 on. Like my aim is legitimately better as Hipsy.
Look at that.
I need to work if I can get my aim a bit better. I'm pretty good at juking with Hipsy. I just need to get my aim better.
And the thing is,
Alright,
you
let's
can-
go to Stego.
you can cancel your spit too.
No, exactly.
Like you can run with your spit activated, and if you
Mhm.
can't turn around, spit and dodge out of the way, you could just cancel it
Yeah.
and move out of the way.
Which other dinosaurs don't have the ability to cancel their abilities like that on the
Yep.
fly. But anyways,
Yeah.
let's go on to Mr. Jaeger Bombastic over here, the Stegosaurus itself. Who's starting this one?
S-tier.
To be honest, it probably is
wait.
going to go into S tier, but let's just talk about why it belongs there.
Okay.
I
I mean, to be
right
honest,
click.
I would say Stego genuinely just deserves its own fucking tier, which is just called Stego.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
No,
just,
no, it deserves the
As for
fat
Stego.
tier.
That's
It is.
Come on, it deserves S tier, and hear
The
me
thick
out.
one.
Hear me out. It literally has one weakness, and it's juvie stage.
That is it, yeah.
If any carnivore or even a packy finds you at your juvie stage, that's it.
You're
I
fucked.
mean-
Respawn screen.
like I've seen someone who's grown a Stego center only, like
Mm.
center spawn, and she made it the whole like life cycle, like her
But
like third try.
That's luck though. It took her three tries.
It definitely
Like
is like
that's not the norm.
If you
The-
play the Stego smart from Juvie stage and just play absolute stealth ninja the whole way until you reach like sub, that's it.
Exactly.
Once you hit
Yeah.
sub, it's fucking
That-
over.
That's what she did.
The thing is
Um,
it's not it's not impossible, and you know we've proved it. Like, Jay and Kurt, your Omnis were able to kill my Stego, only going through like what 4 lives.
Yeah, but we
yeah,
also had
but
to
you
use a
also
bug.
weren't immediately using the. You were also not immediately using the fucking
The environment.
environment.
One, we had to use a bug to kill you, and 2, you weren't using the environment. So,
But this is also on a server working as intended, and that bug is as
Exactly.
intended.
that is true. There's nothing to say that bug is, but you could just use the environment and it instantly invalidates that bug. Did you guys wondering what the bug was? If you buck cancel as a Stego and you get
I had a feeling.
and you pounce the Stego while it's doing that, it resets the buck and they cannot buck again until you dismount.
Yeah,
So,
or until one of you pounces me at the.
or pounces off, which basically means that the second raptor is guaranteed like an 18-second pounce, and
Mhm.
each cycle you're doing about 10% of the Stegos bleed.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I need to learn this technique.
It
You're-
literally
yeah.
is just if the Stego is bucking with a
Kind of
raptor
works,
on it,
but it doesn't work anymore. It doesn't work as well anymore.
it doesn't
It kind
work
of-
as well anymore. No. But
But the thing is it only took a couple deaths from me to get to the point where I could spot the dismount animation and peg you out of the air.
yeah, exactly. Just like Stegos, like what does Stego actually like? Let's say that we have a full group of Stegos, which is like what 4, 5?
By
Fine.
the way, I just wanted to say,
No, fine.
Stego has everything. It has the health. It has the bleed.
Yeah.
It has the bleed resistance. It has Think of this. Stego's DPS is 75,000 damage every minute if it does the fast swing, which is every second. 75,000 damage. Nothing in the game has that, but Stego. That's nuts. People don't realize that. It can eat grass for the rest of its life because diets barely affect that fucker because he's so strong.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to worry about Dino like any other creature. He clamps Dino in the cheeks.
And they don't get stunned by Dino Lunge anymore, so that's gonna make Dino groups.
Yeah.
If you have
I-
5 fucking
yeah.
Stegos in one place, what the fuck are 2 Dinos meant to do? What they actually, besides wait for them to cross and just tag team one of them? But even then,
Honestly, if there's 5 Stegos in one spot, the best bet for any other group, get them to hit each other. Because I guarantee you, even sweats are gonna be friendly firing at that point.
I guess that's
But
fair.
that's the thing. Like,
I mean, could you
said
just
this-
star formation?
This is my iconic.
No, you can't, because they don't use hit capsules, which is what you're supposed to use. They use gigantic, clunky boxes.
yeah,
Oh.
the Stegos will snipe each other in the base of tail if they go star formation.
And and if you accidentally misangle your attack and it becomes a
Forward swing.
forward swing, it's gonna go right through the body.
Yeah.
And
Which is
heaven
what was-
forbid it if it hits the
what
head.
we're saying here, effectively, what Acronym just said, with like friendly fire, what we are saying is that the best bet against the Stego squad is to make them hit each other. We could simplify this statement. The way to kill a Stego is with another fucking Stego.
Yes.
But here's the thing.
And that's why it's S tier.
Yeah, this is my iconic. This is probably my most said sentence, and also my most iconic sentence. Any conventional ways, which is no mix pack, no exploiting bugs, no like going over your group limit. Stego will never ever die.
No.
Ever.
You
It's
just-
a good Stego.
Exactly.
That's fair.
The only way they will ever die is through boredom because they chuck themselves off cliffs.
Just to
That's it.
reiterate the
Every
point,
time-
Maru, how many fucking Dinos have you killed? You have the fucking tally chart thing. How many is that?
Give me a second.
Like, Stegos will only die to their own chronic stupidity or boredom. That's it.
No, if it's a good Stego, it will only die to stupidity, not stupidity, and boredom because it chucks himself off cliffs.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing dares attacks them because they're too. If it was good versus good player, no good player is gonna attack a Stego.
No, exactly.
I posted my stats.
You know, so Stego doesn't get any interaction whatsoever, which then leads to I can't do anything but slowly walk around. So I guess I just yeet myself off a fucking cliff because that's the only thing I can do.
Yeah,
oh my
the
god.
last-
That
the
brings
last-
it. Think about it. Think about
The
it.
last 3 Stegos I lost, I got hounded by, I believe it was 7 Crocs, a Stego, 2 Tenos, an Omnipack, and some Carnos.
Damn.
All at
Okay.
once.
So just put Stego.
And I still killed the
in
Danos. I still killed some of the Danos in all 3 of those instances.
Hold
And
up.
in the last one, I only died because I had a broken leg, because I logged in and I heard a crunch, but I took no damage from it. Fuck
Oh
you,
my
devs.
God.
I'm still salty
Oh
about that
god,
one.
the swamp.
But yes,
The gateway swamp
I've
has a
got-
massive mud pool.
I have
Nice.
of those kills, I'd say about half of them are Dano kills.
It's just
Probably
And
Can you just put Dino and Rex in S tier real quick?
no, Dino's not going in for an S tier. I'm
Nope.
sorry, I'm not allowing Dino to go into S tier. It's not.
I'm not allowed
Yeah,
to
no.
go in S. It's S tier power, S tier everything.
Can
But hear me
start
out.
with Dino? Can I
If
start
you don't
with-
fight him, why would a good player play Stego if they're not getting any fun of Stego? In a good server with all good players, no
Yeah,
good player
here's the
is gonna
thing.
be playing Stego.
The idea is that if they do play Stego, this is what will happen. Nothing's gonna fucking kill it.
and nothing's gonna go near it either.
You know? So eventually what would basically happen if all these players also had a Discord to talk to? It would eventually reach a point where everyone signs a fucking Geneva Peace Convention where they say, just don't play Stego. And everyone goes, yeah,
Yeah.
sure, fuck it. In which case, it still belongs to fucking S because it had to have a fucking Geneva Convention written against it. That's like saying, well, nukes are never going to be used during a war because of the collateral damage. It's a fucking nuke. It doesn't matter what you say. The second you press the button, you're dead. It doesn't matter.
It's like, oh yeah, oh fuck, what was it? In the Gulf War, saying that the the USS Wisconsin or whatever, whichever of the Iowas was used, wasn't that big of a deal because they never got to really do much shoreline bombardment. But yeah, that's because every time the Spider drone went to get accurate coordinates for its guns, they surrendered because they knew what that meant. They called the Black Dragon for a reason.
It's like bringing a fucking bazooka to a street fight and then they run away and you go, yeah, but like who's gonna ever do that? Because it's so unfun. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Just as long as
A
it
win
is.
is a win.
A win is a win.
is a win.
Exactly.
A win.
Can I start with Dino?
Dino, I already know if Dino's going to be placed if I get my way.
So stat-wise, Dino's an A tier. It has the highest HP, the highest blood pool, the highest bleed resistance, good damage, good speed in water. It can one-shot everything that isn't Stego, and Dino. Stats-wise, it's just the best thing. Maintaining a Dino, relatively easy. You just eat fish for the rest of your life and you win. You can hide away from Stegos and just don't attack them at all, and there's nothing they can do about that. However, then when it comes to the player encounter, Solo Dino is cucked. You lose playing Solo Dino. You don't have your water sensor. You can't sense other full-grown Dinos. Your range of vision is shit as fuck, which means if two Dinos roll up, they see you, you see them. You do not have the distance to get away from them because they will always have eyes on you. This then leads to eventually you will get outstammed, you will die, and if you go on land, either they go on land too and kill you, or a Stego rolls up and kills you.
Yeah.
As well as you can't eat anything but fish, and even now, with what I've seen actually, full-grown Dinos actually do now struggle somewhat to eat fish and survive off fish.
Yeah.
So if all players drink at safe spots where you can literally virtually do nothing against it, they win. You can't even get food either, so you just lose. Dino is just fucking. It deserves to be a higher tier because of the points, but it's actually just D tier. Is the worst possible creature you could play
I will
in a
bring
theoretical list of good players.
So what I'm hearing is you're giving it an AAF, but realistically, it's more of like an ADF.
I mean, realistically.
No, realistically, it's AAA.
Realistically.
But in
even worse.
theoretical, it's AAF, but the F is such a massive F that Dino is just F.
That's like triple F. That's like -6 points. It's fucking.
Hold up. That F right there for player encounter, I understand, but this is a server with people. You said peoples of with groups, right?
Yeah, with sweats.
If
Yeah.
there's two sweat Dinos, I've done this before. You go in the middle of center in a bush, and as soon as something passes by that bush, grab, bite, dead. You feed yourself.
And then the
Get it
Stegosaurus
And then
roll
the
up
Stegos
and
roll
kill you.
up, right?
Yeah, but that's the problem. You barely see Stegos. When you see a Stego or group of Stegos, you could also stay close to the water, but far enough to where you can sprint to the water before the Stego can kill you, and you can grab people. I've done that before.
Basically,
Even if
what we're saying is that if we camp the bush near the safe drinking spot, we can get kills.
yes, you camp the bush near the safe drinking spot, but you're usually close to water, and all you do is grab, kill, and go back into the water. For example, the one at the waterfall that we always drink at. That's safe, but a Dino can
No,
camp.
it's not. It's not safe. The waterfall we drink it isn't safe. Dinos just are never there. If Dinos were there, we would die every single time.
Yeah, no.
That's the funny part. It's not safe. It's just nobody ever goes there. So
Wait,
we-
what?
you know?
What, the waterfall where you drink through the actual rock, or
Yeah, the
Oh
one through
yeah,
the rock.
it's not like it's not that safe.
it's not that safe? No, you can still get side lunged out of there. But like, it's just
You also got the one at Swamp, the safe spot at Swamp, where you camp the bush, and then there's nothing the player drinking water over there can do.
but it's so much effort to go out of your way just to mitigate the fact that there is a safe drinking spot. You know?
Though not that. Though that
Plus,
doesn't make it
because so basically there are about 3 really good safe drinking
The
spots in the game.
The also funny thing is, if we're counting sweat versus sweat, at center, one of them will be facing towards the land, the other one will be facing towards the water, which means they have eyes everywhere, and you can't ambush them from water, you can't ambush them from land, and then they just run. And if it's Stegos, it's even worse. is they clap your cheeks as soon as they see you.
Even more, the players will literally just adapt to that straight away. They'll just check the fucking bushes and just see.
I mean, wouldn't you get grabbed anyway?
I mean, you'd
Not
like
if
check
it's a
from
stego checking.
a safe enough distance. You'd be like, "Cool, I see something in that fucking bush. There's a 8-ton fucking croc in that bush."
And it's also you'll need water. So like
At some
if there's
point.
players around you that you have to go to the water, and then there's dinos in those bushes. Let's go to a different safe drinking spot.
Also, there's plenty of safe drinking spots where the bushes aren't going to give you an opportunity to gonk them. Or where there is no bushes.
Furthermore, if you wanted to be absolute mega fucking, I mean like the sweatiest of the sweatiest, and you really don't want to deal with dinos, you could just run to that beach drinking spot. The two drinking spots near to the beach.
Actually, wait. I have seen fresh spawn dinos catch PTs there before. But I mean, this is
that is fair.
counting.
That is fair.
Adults.
The skill issue, 100%.
Because the funny thing is that you can just pop your night vision on and you can see them through the water, and then you just go up the hill to where the river is and drink there.
You know, like,
no, I mean like fresh spawn dinos like hiding in those like red bush things, and then they just catch a PT drinking off guard.
That's what you meant. I didn't mean that one. I thought we were talking about the other one.
I'm talking about like
the aberration pond.
I'm talking about like the little beach, like the beach.
Yeah, the
like
little beach pond. Yeah, you probably could, but like even so, it's like there's so much time for you to fucking. If you just look in the direction of the bushes, you can just.
It's not even a puddle. It's like it's not a pond. It's like a puddle.
It's like a puddle, yeah.
The only thing is with that though, the Terra can face in a way where he can still see the bushes, and then just fly away.
Yeah, that's true.
Like there are two drinking spots that are literally inaccessible to adult dinos completely. So if you really, really wanted to avoid them, you could just go there. And then there are other drinking spots that only like subs and shit can actually properly reach and get in there. So, especially if you're playing a bunch of sweats and you have like a group of Tanos, for example, in an area, controlling that area, they will know when an adult comes in and comes out. And the second the adult arrives, they just fuck off somewhere else. There's just so much against the Dino. And that is just the actual map design that is holding Dino back.
And Gateway isn't going to be any better.
Gateway's not going to be any better, no, exactly.
It's going to be worse.
So...
No, migration patterns.
Migration patterns, yes, but like, from what we see, there's a bunch of areas where like water is decently shallow.
And there's also just random puddle, like from what the devs said, there's just random puddles and lakes everywhere.
Especially if you consider, I mean, obviously we're now starting to go into Gateway talk. If you consider that if rain has the ability to create puddles of water that you can drink in, and it rains decently often, what are you going to do?
You're going to be able to, like, you can sustain, like, an Omni on that for sure. Dryos. I don't even think Dryos need to drink in their entire growth cycle if they have a perfect diet. Right?
I don't think so, because it's only like, what, 35, 40 minutes?
You could sustain, like, the small tiers, like Hipsy, Troodon, Dryo.
Yeah.
Like, ETs, like, things like that.
Probably, yeah. Well, anyone else want to say that piece? Shark hadn't said much. Shark, go on. Give your opinion on Dino.
Me personally, I'm gonna put Dino into S because it has like some of the best stats in the game.
On paper,
yeah. Like the cycle situation, you can just completely avoid it, stay in water. You don't have to fight a stego if you don't want to. The only real problem with Dino right now is other dinos itself. And that's it. That's the only thing you have to worry about is other dinos. So that's why I'm going to put in S tier. It can one-shot everything in the game besides itself and stegos. It can survive mostly on fish and carcasses is fine. And also juvie dinos, it can easily sustain itself on those. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Just chill in the water, eat fish and juvie dinos, scavenge off those carcasses you find, avoid stegos, and that's it.
Yeah. I would personally, the ranking I'd give Dino would be S for its stats, because stats like the best in the entire game, besides of course Stego Swing, but that's ignoring that. I'll probably give it an A in terms of survivability. It can survive. Its biggest threat, of course, is other dinos, and furthermore, in the fight with other dinos, you can't really do too many fancy things like get underneath them and point upwards and bite properly, because eventually you'll just get moved up, and they can just look down. So the fight eventually just becomes whoever ambushes who wins, which is in your favor if you're going to be the one ambushing. If you get ambushed, you're absolutely cucked. And then just like an F tier for like its encounter rates. because while it can do really, really well, it's just so situational. I just cannot see it being higher than that. And that is,
You have to be
in a
very
sense, that is a
patient.
bit of my personal bias in there, just from playing Dino and seeing the amount of safe drinking spots and how stupid it fucking is. But just, you know, that's just my personal take on that one. But
I mean, the only reason I ever played Dino, it was back in Update 6, it was purely to cannibalize other Dinos. And that's how my Dino lived.
yeah,
Rarely would I ever lunge.
yeah, that's what me and Jay do. We just go in as Dino, kill all the other Dinos, then just jump.
Exactly.
Full
Population
S-side,
control.
full S-side,
Exactly.
kill every Dino in your path. You win. Oh, it's bliss. Anyways, let's just put Dino in good old D tier.
Let's just add up the scores of everyone.
Add up the scores.
Yeah.
Well, only 4 people, including myself, have given scores. So I've got 13, 18, 13, 13.
Alright,
Yeah.
I say everyone, we just type our scores.
Good do. I think a bird.
Uh,
Anything you want to add to this about Dino?
Yeah.
Dino, just it preys on the brain dead. So
He's on the brim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it would be on 13, like I said, right?
Yeah.
A F. However, like I've said, the F is such a substantial F that it just accounts for like negative fucking 12, dude. Like,
So
that's how big
acronym.
the F is.
Yeah.
What would be your scores?
I mean, stats S tier, survivability like A tier, and player encounters just like F minus.
All right, and then Bird, what's your score?
for Dino, honestly, well, I know Jason's talking about like if 2 Dinos see you, yeah, but also it's also max group, right? Owen balancing on max groups as well.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
taking into
If so,
consideration, man.
ease of survival, yeah, that's just right now you can live off of schooling fish as well. It's like 8%. It's like a meat chunk worth of food per schooling fish.
Is it
Oh,
really?
So-
good point. Yeah, yeah. If
It's
you
like
buy the
8%,
actual
yeah.
schoolings of it, yeah, you actually get a lot of food out of that.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
okay.
so survival, I'm just putting straight up maxed out.
Mm.
Player encounter, yeah, just put at the bottom if they're all good.
So 13 as well for you.
Yeah.
So it goes just before.
And
dry.
then Aaron.
No, not the dry.
AA, and honestly, I don't think it's that bad for player encounter. I'll give it a D.
Okay, so that's 6, 6, and 15. Dino. And that gives it a grand total of 14.
So it goes just before Dryo.
Before Tenno and Carno, right?
No.
No.
Those are in the
Oh, right,
17,
my bad.
14 puts it into A tier. And yeah, it goes before Dryo.
Just before Dryo. Well done.
How about we
It
just
goes below
How about we
Hipsy.
just speed run these next ones?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
have a general idea of these ones. So Trinodon. Where are you putting that? S.
S.
I'd say S.
Everything. It can live, survive because flight.
A Trialon
It
can never die if it doesn't want to.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
We put it in
It
front of
can
Stego. It's
eat
just,
AI.
it's got
can eat
the, yeah, it's effectively more immortal than a Stego because you just can't even fucking attack it in the first place.
Exactly.
The only fear it has is other
infinite
fucking
combat
Trinodons.
potential.
Yeah,
Like if you think,
that is true.
like,
I have
they're-
killed Strados with fucking Trinodons. Yeah, that
No,
is.
guys.
You have?
Yeah,
Here's the
Backing up-
thing. Yeah. In the sweatiest of the sweatiest, Pteranodon actually kills everything.
I've
kills-
killed Carnos
it kills
back in update
everything-
5.
Yeah, it kills everything but Bapi and Dino, and it can get away from everything. It's
Mm-hmm.
literally the biggest fucking fuck you dinosaur you could play against.
Actually, it's not a dinosaur, it's a pterosaur.
Shut the
get him,
fuck up.
Get him
Go
ready.
after you, little boy.
Cool. Now it's time for us to start fucking beating the shit out of each other. Where are you putting Packy?
All right, who wants to start this one?
Who wants to
I'm gonna
start?
put Packy.
I'm down to start it.
I'll put Packy in high B tier. High B tier.
No.
I'm
Yeah.
definitely. I'm not putting fucking Packy behind Raptor. I'm really sorry on that one.
Do you want to do scores for this and make it just more objective?
Yeah, we could do rapid fire scores for this one. Just give
All right,
the
so
base points.
First person I see is Turk. What do you give
I'll
for
probably
the
say
3?
its combat ability is definitely like the A
For
tier.
stat. All right.
In terms of its stats and its whole kit, definitely A. The ability to like fracture things is the only dinosaur in the game that actually does fractures. It's insane.
Other than the ground.
Other than the ground, yeah, that's true, or gravity. In terms of its survival, the ease of keeping it alive is pretty fucking decent, to be honest. I'd probably give it an A or a B, maybe like between both of those. It has some issues, but they're kind of null and void. In terms of its encounter, it's actually kind of A in terms of its encounter. If it doesn't get completely jumped, it can get away from everything that actually wants to get it.
Sorry.
So do you want me to give it an A or a B for survival?
I'll probably give it an A for survival. I'll probably just...
Alright.
The 3 A's gives it fucking 18. No, B in terms of kit. There you go. So I remember we don't have an S tier in terms of the fucking rankings. Yeah, B in terms of kit.
Alright.
Probably A survival, A in combat. Encounter.
And then Aaron?
Okay. I just got ambushed by Packy. I will say half of the things Turk said as he was saying them. I completely ignored those. So I'm gonna say for stats, A. It's best slow tier in my opinion. A. Survivability has to be C. If anyone catches you lacking, you're gone. That's it. So you always have to be on your high ground or ready to ambush other players. You mess up once in the fight, you die. For a player encounter, I say B because you're really good against Cardinal. Like your packet group counters a Cardinal group, but something like a Tenno group will do really good against you because they have the CC. And they'll wipe you out. Utah group would also do really good against Packy if they target one or two Packies and avoid the other ones. They can easily win the fight. And Serato's just Serato. It does not care about Packy.
What's
That is a good point, but Packy does run away from the Serato. That's the issue.
Yeah, I wanna say something. No, Packy's group limit is still 8.
Oh yeah.
8 Packies versus like 3 Cardinals. That Packies win.
Yeah, Packy's
For sure.
win. Yeah.
Against Serato, they don't need to fight the Seratos. They can just run away, which means
That's the problem.
they are good. They can fuck up a pack of Raptors too. If they could even run away from a pack of Raptors. 8 versus, if each Packy just like body or leg fractures one of the Raptors, and this is not even counting the 2 Packies dogging on one like Raptor every time. They could just all fracture each fucking Raptor and then just run away if they want to.
You're
right?
forgetting that the Raptors should have theoretical good movement. Though.
And against, so does Packy. It also has the alt attack. Packies can literally form a circle and just stand there in a fucking circle line, Wall Maria style, and just alt attack every time a Raptor gets close. And there's nothing the Raptors can do.
Great point. I mean, Serato.
Against Tenno, it's the same thing. You can just run away from the Tenno. You're faster, you have more stamina, right?
I think you have less down than a Tenno, I'm fairly sure.
No, you have more. Packy is 105, Tenno is 90. You can get away.
Yeah, fair enough, yeah.
You can also get on rocks if you want to escape Tennos. You can as well live at the fucking coast for the rest of your life if you want to, and just eat coconuts, and then go everywhere where no player ever fucking goes.
I mean, at the same time, couldn't every herbivore live at the beach or the coast because you could just eat grass and drink water?
Yeah.
Yes, however, the thing is, Packy can get diets from that, which means it will always be healthy.
Yeah.
If a Tenno, like for example, if a fucking Stego wants to do that, sure, he can live off of grass, but he's gonna be having diet problems. Packy wouldn't.
I mean, Stego wouldn't have to worry about that anyway because
that's
Stego, but
just,
That's a good point, yeah. Plus, you then
So,
don't have to worry about fucking dinos because you just drink at the fucking beach.
I personally
But
say
Dinos can be in the beach. They
this
get
is
iron.
so contrarian. I generally think that Packy is fucking S tier below Stego. It is just that good. That, and
Whoa,
people
you're
sleep
putting
on
it
so much.
in front of Hipsies?
Yes.
War crime.
Damn.
That's
No
sure.
way.
I would say
No, because-
Hipsy can do what Packy can do better, in my opinion, in terms of getting away from any fight.
Yes, but at the same time,
Yes,
right? if you wanna count with mixed packing, yes, Pipsy can blind people, but Packy can do them better. It can body fracture, which means 3 times more stamina cost. It can leg fracture, which means half the fucking speed, and it can head fracture, which is half the damage. If the Hipsy spits at you, what you could do is just run away, right? You could just leave. If you try to run away from a fucking Packy, Tenno, Stego mixed herd with a body fracture, you aren't getting away. You are dying. they will run you down and you will die. If you have a leg fracture, you don't need to run away because you're gonna die anyways. If you have a head fracture, you can run away, but they will also run you down, and you won't be able to damage them sufficiently to do anything.
At the same time, though, like Packy can't stun anymore. Hipsy can straight up stun lock people.
Well, no, you can't.
Well, I guess yeah, because it's the player's choice if they want
If they want to fucking unblind
it.
it, yeah, exactly.
But they wouldn't see where they're going, so they could just run right into a stag
You can still see
agonizer.
where you're going. If you knew
Somewhat,
previously,
yeah.
if you knew previously where the opponent was, and you got spat at, you just go into the opposite direction of where they used to be.
I guess that's true. But if you're like hypothetically like, you know, Hipsy and Packy, like if you're blinded, then other Packies can go in and just bonk you.
Well, but yeah, that's just me. I think
So-
Packy is generally like one of the best creatures you choose, and I hate how much people sleep on it. I hate it. It is such a good creature.
On God it is, but like
Nah, I disagree.
Not
Nah.
it.
No, that's fair.
acronym.
Let's have Aaron and Shark. They seem to be disagreeing with the take that me and Jay came up with so far, so I want to hear that. I want
Yes,
to hear their rankings quickly.
Acronym, you first.
Oh yeah.
Because Jay, I just went with straight A's for you.
Yes.
What are your letter scores, Acronym?
Okay.
Because
so-
Aaron already got his score.
Okay. Packy, I haven't experienced too much of. The only time I played it was in Update 6, and who didn't play Packy in that update? But
Auto players.
that's
Tenno mains.
okay. That's also true. But
What do you mean? What title mains in Update 6? They got cucked by Dino. I mean, they got cucked by fucking Packy, and they got cucked by Carno. So,
I didn't say I wasn't. One, fuck you. Two, I didn't say I wasn't huffing egregious amounts of copium.
Cool. Anyways,
Well,
order in the fucking call. Acronym. Continue.
So, I don't really know. Packy, its stats are like a good solid A tier. I'd say it has good, like really good damage for us to grow. Fractures are amazing. Its speed is, well, you know, it's herbivore speed. It's gonna be slower than carnivores anyway, but it has the tools to like ward off predators. So I'd say stats, it's like mid A tier. Player encounters, I'd also say like A. What's the next one again?
Oh, there's stats, ease of survival, and player encounter.
Yeah.
So this would be ease of survival.
I mean, S tier. They're kind of low maintenance. They don't require that much. I mean, they're grass eaters.
Yeah.
Their
Like
water
the food and
is
water
fine.
decreases quite quickly, but besides
does
that, yeah, it's the food and water drain is pretty high on Packy.
Oh, okay.
And the
Yeah.
trot is
And
so
the-
slow.
Yeah, they have like the slowest. I think the slowest trot of all the herbivores.
Yeah, which is why I put Packy in B personally, in terms of ease of survival. But it's just
And the one of the preferred diets for them is the stamina regen diet, which is, if memory serves, going to be your oranges.
yeah, post.
And the oranges, very often you'll smell orange trees, but they don't produce oranges.
True. So I guess B tier. So A B. Packy's a pretty good animal, despite my personal bias.
Then we have Shark, right? And Bird.
Yep.
Yeah. Hold on, I gotta find the list again. For stats, it's not that much health. Stamina is not that great. Very slow trot, horribly resistant. What else? Its speed is decent. Has some decent speed on it. Its food and water consumption isn't that bad. If I can remember correctly, it wasn't that bad. What else? And that's pretty much it. For its stats, I'm gonna give it a B for its stats. Not too bad, not too good. For its easy survival, I'm gonna give it a B. It's not that hard to survive, as it's you can fight off Carnos pretty well, and everything else you can just run away if you have the stamina for it. and you can just live on the coast if you really want to. For your whole time, live on the coast, and that's pretty much it. Your whole diet's there. You have oranges and coconuts there, and a water source by the beach if you really want to.
You could even live down by the like docks there, like that unfinished port area too, right?
Yeah, just about, yeah.
I mean, you can stay there, but you're gonna have to go back towards warehouse eventually because I think they removed all the diet from that area.
Okay.
So you will have to go over towards warehouse, but you won't have to go as far as like nesting grounds or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for its player encounter, I'm just give another B because it has some good matchups against some creatures like Omni. In a 1v1, it demolishes the Omni. In a group regroup, Packies are gonna still demolish the Omnis.
In 1v1, I would disagree. I mean, I guess if we're talking good players, then
Yeah, I'm talking like same skill players, like both good players. Packy wins.
I think the ability for the Packy to just stand there, or even just sit in like a bush or a tree and just spam ult bite is so fucking oppressive.
Yeah. That's true. I'm stuck in the way of thinking it's in an open arena. I have to, because I'm gonna be honest, I don't really like camping as an Omni main. You know, almost everyone camps against me, so naturally I'm not gonna like it.
Because obviously you have your strat and like Napkin and all that, and the dojo and all that. They use the strat of getting bites on the Packy to slowly wear it down.
Yeah,
which definitely could work.
It's less than 10 bites to kill a Packy, body and tail.
Yeah.
It's like almost nothing. I've had Packy fights that lasted like less than a minute.
And it's only like 3 pounces to bleed it out, so...
Yeah, if it's running.
Oh,
yeah. I just feel like with Packy, the second you fuck up versus the Packy in the 1v1, that's it.
Oh, yeah.
It's instantly over.
Yeah.
I mean, if you get body fracture, I can work with it. One time in like update 6 or something, I got ambushed by 2 Packies, and I got body fracture. Basically 0 stam, and I managed to fight them off because they didn't know how to aim. I didn't kill them, but they definitely reconsidered attack. And I somehow lived.
But yeah, Packy, it has fractures, which is obviously good. Fractures, but it's poor stamina combined with a bad bleed regeneration and its bleed resistance. It's average. It's B. It's B.
Now we have Bird, I think.
Yep. Ease of survival. Good question. I mean, see, this is where like the limitation happens, where it's like we're assuming 8 Packies together, I guess. Right? We're doing those numbers still or not?
I mean, it's just
so good. This
switch back and forth whenever you're thinking about it. Just how easy would it be to grow one Packy? How easy would it be in a group? Yeah.
If it's a solo Packy and you're up against what the usual roster is like, now is not gonna. I mean, the sweaty players always pick the meta picks anyways. So like, Packy is just not it. It's not in there.
It is.
Even if you played Packy, you would not find any other Packy player. But also, assuming it's max group, you get by, you live, you kill a lot of things. Actually, you kill a full pack of counters possibly, if you're willing to like throw numbers. First turner, you just evade it. Honestly, it's a herbivore, so the whole point is just to escape. I'm saying in terms of ease of survival, I'd say it is pretty up there. I'll say like a B to A.
Which one?
Just do a 0.5
for
if
survival.
it needs to be in the middle.
I'm saying A. I'd say A, because like if you're willing to, yeah, I'd say A.
Okay.
Because yeah, you could always tank a hit for like head fracture.
Or run
And
away. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you were gonna fight it full pack against like 3 Carnos, they would be annoying. But I think with a few sacrifices along the way, you'd be able to kill the Carnos.
No, with 8 Packies, they win. They'll even if they lose Packies, 8 Packies will kill the 3 Carnos.
Like, I don't even know how the fuck 3 cars meant to approach 8 Packies. They can parry your charge, they can parry your bite. You cannot go in. Even if you bait to get them to lunge forward, there are fucking 8 of them. One of them's gonna hit you.
You're getting all the attention.
I just got this image of like 3 Carnos approaching 8 Packies, and then you say, I don't even know how they're supposed to approach. It's like, oh well, they approach while dribbling something white and viscous down their inner thighs.
It's just you approach them carefully. You just go carefully, but there is no care because Packy's like, fuck you, bonk. Just. Anyways,
They're crackheads.
what are these?
So, yeah.
What the score
Bird.
looking like for Packy?
Bird. So for stats and player encounter.
Okay, so wait, sorry, which one? The fight you mean? Like the actual like
Stats and player encounter.
stats. I'm saying for stats, it's a B tier. It's there, it's chilling.
Oh god, Jay.
Here's the one thing I think
It's
everyone
nothing
forgets.
great, but it's
No,
nothing.
here's the thing that everyone always forgets, it seems. The very big fucking stats that people have, which is stamina, HP, and speed. Damage and speed. Packy, to any creature but Stego and Dino, can half that.
That's true.
You can half your attack. You can half your fucking stam. Yeah.
Yes, he can halve your speed, your stam, and your attacks. So, like, you know, in that case, yeah, maybe its base stats are not as good as some others, but he can make yours worse, which then immediately makes his better.
So
Yeah,
they
think
either
about
I
it that way.
still think it's not where it should be personally. It shouldn't take 4 rams to kill a raptor on the body, but that's just yeah. It's 4 rams, right? 125. Yeah, 4 rams.
Yeah.
Yep.
It should be like 3 rams, honestly, in my opinion. But yeah, it's there. It's chilling. It's not as good as it used to be, personally. Like it should be like more damaging.
Mhm.
It's got great speed. Yeah, I'll say B. It's not garbage either. It's just
Like legit, like only Packy legit only needs like fracture on what's that thing? I forgot how I said it.
Stun.
stun.
Yeah, stun
fractures
on fracture. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's perfect.
Infected.
Perfect. That's it. That's all it needs. Stun on
Personally-
fracture.
I'd go even more. I'd let it destroy Raptor easier, just through damage. Alt
mean,
attack and
Jay
ramp up.
had a very,
But-
very good idea, which is giving Packy, when it aims down with its headbutt thing, it does way, way more damage. So the idea would be, Jay said, that you knock over the
Oh, you
raptor,
blubber it.
you come up
and
to
you
it,
hit
and
them,
you
yeah.
just slam straight down. It just kills the raptor.
That
Good
would
idea.
That'll
I
work.
like that.
That'll work. But I just wanted to take like a lot of stamina, and that's it.
I mean, if you're gonna,
My-
if it like, if the raptor's full HP, you knock it down with an alt bite, and then let's say you get a headshot. I mean, logically, yeah, it would kill the raptor, but like, you know,
I mean,
this
just
is a
like
video game.
absolute down slam. It just goes up to the raptor, aims straight down,
Hold
cracks
on a
it,
second. Let me
cracks
back
it in
that.
half. You know?
I mean, yeah, but at the same
Games
time,
here,
it-
that's not
it-
fun.
yeah, it's a video game. Things
Yeah.
things still have to be fair, and
Well, I mean-
unfortunately, we have to take latency into. I
I
guess
mean,
this is the next.
fair
list.
and whatnot has not really been the strong suit of this game for quite a while.
Yeah.
If we want to
Yeah.
take latency into account, then Stego also shouldn't be one-shotting raptors.
Mm.
Like,
that's true.
no. Like,
Anyways, this rabbit hole's gonna get us somewhere completely fucking different.
yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah, so
the
last
scoring's
one
looking good.
is player encounter. Bird.
Oh yeah, play encounter literally just destroys everything. Or either outruns or destroys things. Yeah, it's good. I'm saying A tier. When you consider the only reason, in my opinion, why Packy sucks and people say Packy sucks is how fucking fast that your diet depletes and how likely it is for the carnivores to have carb diets.
Mm.
It's just always gonna have like 2 or 1 carb diet, which means they run either equally as long as you or just longer than you. And also the trot is garbage on Packy. That fucking thing is horrendous.
Yeah, but I mean, like, they are fat little oranges, so.
So where does that put the...
No, but even then, nothing should trot that slow. Jeez, that is horrible.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
So-
fair.
fixing its trot speed is actually so easy. Give it the subadult trot animation.
Or it speeds up, honestly, yeah. Because that thing is like... I'm gonna hate playing Packy on the new stamp changes.
Oh, that's really good. 'cause
Who
it's
is going to-
also
yeah.
really slow.
Oh my god,
It's
yeah,
even-
you're
it's-
gonna be
it's-
trotting everywhere, aren't you?
Yeah, and if you ram, it's gonna still be probably the same stamina cost. I think they haven't changed that. So you actually, it's not gonna be a fun time as a Paki if they don't change its trot.
Cool.
But yeah,
So
honestly, I
was-
say it's S tier. On like, if people actually know what they're doing, it's a great playable.
Yeah.
And assuming you can manage the diets and avoid Strato.
Yeah.
Honestly, Strato's like your only poor matchup.
Yeah. How said the scoring was 15.6, which I think is behind Kana. I think Kana got like
Yeah,
18, I think.
Carno got exactly 17.
17, yeah. Cool.
And it squeaks in just barely because the cutoff for A tier is 15. So 15.6 is enough to round up to S tier.
Cool. I would say to speed up these last four, what we do, we go each category. Everyone says what they think for that category and a justification. And we just blitz through those three.
Let me pee first.
Can I say one thing on the Paki note? Like, on that
So
note?
while I'm peeing, people figure out your scores for the last of the playables.
Okay, cool.
All right, gotcha. But when people like, okay, just on the Paki note itself, when people say like, oh, Kana is such a threat, Kana is like your least. Honestly, Omni is scarier. Like, if they're decent.
yeah.
Like, I don't explain it.
Omni,
It's just
if you're a Paki, Omni, I'd fear Omnis more than I would Carnos.
Yeah.
Kana is like, oh, okay, it tries to ram at me, your head's gone. Good job, buddy.
Unless the Carno ambushes you, and then your respawn screen instantly. Which
Yeah,
is how
exactly,
you're
yeah.
meant to be played.
But I mean, like,
I've never worried about Kana ambush. I've never been. I look around too much to worry about
The
Kana.
problem is
I don't
this is
worry
a
about
server. Most people don't ambush in normal servers because no one is skilled in normal servers.
No, exactly, yeah.
Yeah, but also I just avoid bushes anyways. So like, even if they, it's never happened. Yeah, I just always flip
We
around.
need to go faster. It's taking so long.
It is. But
This
it
is
has
the
been
point.
very, very good discussions. There isn't just any old tier list where like, I'm going to put this in S tier. It's fucking cool. This is like deep reasoning. Like, Hipsy support. Who talks about Hipsy support? No one does. Anyways, so Serrado. I'll just start with this. Fuck it. Stats.
Can I
Serrado
start?
has decent fucking stats and a good fucking kit. I'll probably give it an A for its kit. Easy survival, also fucking A. It just scavenges off fucking everything and doesn't give a shit. Plus it can eat
It's a good
rotting
brawler,
things.
too.
Yeah, it's a decent brawler. Player encounter, I'd probably give it a B.
No, wait, B. No, A.
B.
Bro, has
B.
one possibly bad matchup.
I mean, technically speaking, it's matchup versus Tenno when Kano is like flippant.
You run from Tenno.
No,
Tenno
but Turk,
can't.
no,
Good point. You could run. You could run. That's a good point.
But Turk, water.
I mean, to be honest, if we're actually playing Serrado proper fucking sweaty, I would just wait till they have a body. So actually, no, you're absolutely right. Serrado is also fucking A. Yeah, Serrado's just 3 A's.
It's
All A.
It's just all A. Yeah, because you just wait for them to get a body. Yeah, good fucking point. Yeah, you don't even need to hunt things.
Its nickname is Lily AOU, Anti-Omni Unit, bro.
Yeah.
You know?
Literally
Yeah, I'm
one
giving
possibly bad
Serrado 3
matchup.
A's. That's it.
And
Okay, you
I'm for
reconvinced me.
AAA. I'm for AA.
Yeah, I did A as well. Yeah.
Triple A.
Okay, BP. Also, just
Let Shark
We
and Aaron do the thing.
Shark.
Any disagreements there between you guys?
No. Well, I think it's not AAA. On the last one, I would give it a B because of Carno itself. The Carno existing is a whole downgrade, and then Dino existing is another downgrade. It would stay in A if it was only Carno because it could run away in the water. But it got Dino cock blocking it.
But I feel
in
like
the
it
water.
never has to worry about the Kano because it just hides from the Kano until the Kano gets a body, and they just emerge.
Also, like, I would say Serrato's kit is an S tier because Vomit, like, it's still extremely powerful. Like, even after the new change,
Griefing.
Exactly,
Griefing
yeah.
diets is
Even
the best thing ever.
not even just griefing, it's an even better hunting tool than a detour. Because yeah, you just have to be more patient now. You just have to wait like a minute and then you vomit again. So let's say you already made a stego vomit, you just get a charge by. As long as you have bile, you can go in and out safely. Or not in, but you know what I mean. Because you're a guaranteed vomit. Because its food is already low from vomiting. Then once you charge bite it again, if you have bile, you're gonna make it vomit. So it can't do anything. So as long as you have like an infinite source of bile,
I'm back.
Oh, welcome
welcome
back.
back. As long as you have like an infinite source of bile, you're just gonna have another free like Carno charge basically on the stego if you bait it and then charge bite it like anywhere.
Another thing is also, now that corpses also rot faster. You can just
Yeah.
eat rotten corpses, and you also get nutrients from them.
Yeah,
you could
exactly.
die.
Plus,
Oh,
if you
yeah,
just
get
play
died
the
too.
fucking rot wagon fucking
Yep.
play style of just taking people's bodies, that's just it. You don't need to waste your bile.
That sounds like it's 18s across the board.
It seems like, unless Shark
Oh, I
wants
didn't
to,
go yet. I didn't go yet.
yeah,
Hold
unless Shark's gonna put an absolute bombshell and say Serrano belongs to fucking F.
on. All right, for stats, you gotta put in an S tier. It has unbelievable stats for its size. 1300 HP, excellent stamina, fast swim speed, very high bite force when you charge it up. It also has a unique mechanic making other people vomit, making them lose their nutrients. It stuns them, puts them in a locked animation. It reduces their stamina by a little bit. It has amazing bleed resistance.
And it can also do a ton of bleed.
What happened?
It can also do a ton of bleed.
Oh yeah, true. It also does a lot of bleed damage.
Yeah, plus it actually boosts its own bleed by lowering your stamina, food, and water, which just increases
Yup.
your fucking bleed timers.
It what else it does? It's immune while eating against smaller creatures. It has a body buff, legit gives a damage reduction when
Yeah,
it's near a body. Bro, it has a fast swim speed. It has so many buffs. It's an S tier automatically.
honestly,
It's
I'm
also-
tempted to put
It
it.
can also
I'm
cancel
tempted to put it
attacks.
right in front of Hipsy and right behind Sego.
Not Hipsy, no.
Like bro, like Sarah has so many buffs. It's automatic S tier.
Wait. Let's see its score. Let's see its
Let's
score.
see its score, but I'm predicting it's going to be there.
It has everything AA and 1B.
All right, so for
Honestly,
ease of survival, I'm definitely putting it in an A. It can eat rotten meat. It can find bones. It has a lot of stamina, so it can travel the map easily.
It's a
It
capable.
also has a really good smell range. It has like the best smell range in the game, so you can find bodies easily. And you can take bodies pretty well because your damage reduction. And yeah. Also, player encounter, I'm also giving it an A. It has good matchups for pretty much everything. It can even, in like large groups, you can even fight stegos. And overall, for like stats, S, easy survival A, player encounter A. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, so somebody said that they gave
I'll
it a
give it
B.
Yeah, I gave it a B on
Oh, okay.
in what was it
I
called?
think it's taken 1B, and everything else has just been A's.
Yeah, player encounter. Yeah,
For me,
I feel like
it-
you guys.
So that's
very clear about that.
approximately 17.9, approximately.
For me, it's S on its kit. Like
Oh,
by
yeah, that,
What's what actually
of
goes
the
in
one-
front of Stego or behind Stego?
we never did a measurement for Stego. We
I
just
mean-
said S tier and moved on.
I think
Stego's
that's
boy.
I
of the
think
ones-
that's, I'm just gonna say personal. I think Stego just goes in front of Serrano.
it does.
I think that.
Of the ones we did a measurement on, we didn't do one for Pteranodon, Stego, or Hipsy. So it would go in front of Tenno.
oh,
and-
technically speaking, cool. There you go, cool.
Yeah, but yeah, it has the highest ranking so far of all the ones we measured.
Very nice. So Beppy. I think some people have already put in their Beppy scores in the
Yeah, I'm checking right
in
now.
the chat.
Let's see, so we've
I
got
kind of agree with Burns' ranking, to be honest. I don't see why it shouldn't be that.
CAC, that's what, 464.
Like, it has the ability to get away from dinos in the water. It has the ability to get away from everything else in the water. It doesn't have to worry about lack of night vision in water during nighttime because it can just hop on land and hide in a bush. Its diet is very, very easy to maintain. It has a quick grow. And it can also dog on smaller dinosaurs, like Troodons, for example. And other lake juvies. That, if it fucking so pleases, which doesn't exactly give it a
I
proper
agree with the
ranking,
same thing.
but still, yeah.
And you can get 10 to a group.
Wait, that's the highest group limit, right?
I think Hipsy can get 12.
Yeah.
Really? Dang. Wait, so Hipsy has more than Trodon.
Yeah.
The true horde is a horde of Hipsies.
Apparently, the Hipsy cult is real.
Yeah, Hipsy cult is
20
real.
damage for
So,
you.
so Aaron, DAC, is that for your baby?
Yup.
Okay.
See, me personally, I would make Peppy a tons, and then make it S tier, but
Oh my
the
god.
game balancing is not up to me.
Yeah. People aren't ready for the 8-ton Beppy. They're not ready for
quite
it.
yet.
It's gonna happen someday.
One day,
It's gonna
one day, we're gonna find the scientific breakthrough and find the 8-ton Beppy fossil and go, holy shit.
happen. And as soon as it becomes 8 tons, I'm
I'm
gonna hate
missing
it.
2 scores.
Wasn't Baby a juvenile anyways? I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
the current
Yeah.
one's like a juvie anyways.
It was a juvie. Yeah. It's a
Let's
juvie.
see, I've got Turk
Baby would be
score,
cool at 300.
my score, Aaron's score, Jay's score, Bird's score. So we are
actually
missing.
went shark.
Yeah.
Survivability. I mean, A tier. It swims fast. It gets away from dinos. Can go into land. It's surprisingly fast on land.
Mm-hmm.
I think it has the most stam on land as well, I'm fairly sure. It has some
it does.
bullshit stat like that.
It does. I generally think it has like 2 minutes of stamina.
Does it?
BP has nuts stamina. You can body fracture a BP and it can still run for over 1 minute.
Hey.
Yeah, it has undeniably the best stam.
The
in the
fucking
whole
Saint Michael does not give a shit.
Yeah, but it's slow.
It is slow, yeah, but it has insane stam.
But
Look, Peppy's gone.
so
He's gone.
yeah.
Saint Michael of Pimpan Strong.
Oh, one back.
So for survivability, A tier stats, I would say like maybe S tier because for its size, it packs a surprising punch. Even if
We
it's
have to
alone.
compare the whole roster, which to be honest doesn't make it too very impressive.
Yeah. So stats would probably be like a C tier, and survivability, I'd say A tier. So ACA.
Who's
And then,
next?
Shark, you're the last one. Third baby.
I
Are we
kind
doing BP? All right.
of, I agree with what Acronym said.
What was he say?
Acronym said ACA. Really
Okay.
good to like survive. Kind of weak in combat, but decent enough. And then it just runs away from everything. You can't really catch it.
Okay, so for BP, its stats obviously low HP, low damage, low speed. It has one really good thing about it. It has infinite stamina in water if you keep like dolphin diving, so that's cool. It can eat fish. Wait, no, that's not stats. Its stats is low, so I'm gonna give it a D tier for its stats. Maybe C. Not D.
I mean, I say
For its eat survival, I'm gonna give it an A. It's pretty easy to survive. Just eat fish. You can survive on fish. You can live in the water, so you don't have to worry about water. Just eat fish. And if a dino harasses you, you're more maneuverable than it, and you're really fast. And you can go on land to avoid it, so you can get away easily. So dinos aren't really a problem unless like it's at night and like it ambushes you or
But
like
even
catches you
so, you
off
can
guard
just go
somehow.
out of water at nighttime and just camp a bush.
Yeah, true. So dinos aren't really a problem. So definitely A for ease of survival. And player encounter, give it another A because you don't really have to worry about too much. You can just eat fish, basically live an easy life, and that's it.
Yeah, seems everyone's kind of put the same thing for Beppy. Where's it put her?
14.9.
Which puts it in front of or behind.
Let me see here. Scrolling up. Let's see. That puts it in front of Dryo.
Yeah, cool. Look at the mental
Omni
man.
really is the worst.
My god, the fact that Omni got fucking
That puts it in
BTF
front of. That puts it in front of Dano.
Puts it in front of Dano. Damn,
Baby supremacy.
man. I cannot wait for the fucking comments on this. How could you put Dino in fucking? Oh, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Anyways, we have Trudon, which automatically just goes in D. Let's move on. Galley.
Wow.
Does anyone
Wait,
want to?
wait,
Does
no.
anyone want to? Okay, cool. I'll give it a C. Are you happy?
No, give it a C. It's a D. It's a D. Hold up. What does FAF bring it up to?
I can agree with an FAF. Because Bird made a point, which is that Trudon could just chill and eat AI similar to Raptor. And just
You could also get away from everything.
you can also get away from everything. That's a good point. Yeah.
So
So, I
FA,
It's a faff.
it's a faffing dino.
Yeah. Beppy's
That's
also
what
BTFO Troodons. Dryos, I just know if I can run away. Yeah, to be honest, yeah.
The only thing Shulon can do is like kill fresh spawn Juvies.
That's it. And even then,
No,
sometimes
not
it
even,
completely.
not even.
then, it just fucking. Sometimes it just
not even.
fails completely.
I'm gonna be honest. I was like a maybe 20% Tenno. I took on a pack of like 4 or 5 adult Troodons, and I didn't get below half health.
It's just.
Oh yeah, it's a useless creature.
It's just a
No,
creature.
it's not.
There's literally a name, a reason why I gave it the nickname Useless Creature Source.
It is. It's just. What's the point of it?
It's literally the faff title.
I can't believe people were so hyped for Trudon.
I don't know why they're still so hyped. People dick ride Troodon so fuck, but he can kill a Stego. Nobody fucking can't.
I
I'm gonna
fucking
be
hate
honest.
it.
I was hyped for Troodon, but now
Hey,
no, hold on.
personally,
I'm a Dilo person now.
So yeah, Dilo is the future. Invest in
Yeah,
Dilo today. Instant returns.
I was never once hyped for Trudon, because I knew from the very get-go it was bad. Not even before I knew it had pounce, I knew it was going to be bad, because any creature that is only good in a group or supposed to be only good in groups is immediately a bad creature.
Weirdly enough, the Raptor is at the bottom of A tier as well.
Okay, so
if you put for example, if you put Tenno in a roster with all mid tiers, right, and it's only good in a group, nobody will ever play Tenno, because nobody will want to risk being a solo Tenno and getting cucked in the fucking ass. And then nobody plays Tenno, and then even more people don't want to play Tenno, and then you never get a group of Tennos.
Yeah, plus the biggest nail in the coffin for Troodon is the fact that it has to rely on pounces to get its damage up. And as we've already said earlier on in the Raptor conversation, there is so much bullshit you can do to stop pounces, it just doesn't fucking matter. At all.
Anyways, Rally's gonna be a very easy one. I just put it up of a fucking Sayo and below Drago.
Acro.
Easy one.
Score for Trudon.
Survivability, I mean, technically it is. I mean, for survivability, I'd say an A because he boards a boss fight. Overall stats, I mean, it's kind of like a C tier.
It's a good point. Troodons can actually get cucked up by a fucking boar.
That's true though. Like
They can actually die to a boar because boars can 180 flick and just hit you in the head.
in the stress test, like the public stress test, me and another friend in a coordinated VC failed to kill a boar. Like, granted,
Were you
this was-
lagging?
Yes, this was like the phase where like the servers were
Yeah,
unplayable.
we're being shit during the whole test.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so for Troodon survivability, A, stats, C, player encounters, like D is just. I mean, in theory, player encounter would be like A.
But it
But
needs pounces to get into tier 3 in order to actually do damage.
That's true.
And you just cuck pounces with so much.
So it's an A, C, B for me. A, B, C.
Nice.
B for player encounter?
Sorry?
Did you say?
Oh.
You said
No,
it
it's
in
C
that
for
order,
player
or
encounter,
is
I
that-
think he said. He's just
Yeah.
putting it in a nice order.
Okay.
No, C for stats, B for player encounter, and A
A
for
for survival.
survivability.
Nice, nice.
As a Trudon simp, I disagree.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, Aaron has to glaze Troodon in order to get back into
Right,
the
and
Discord,
then-
yeah.
Shark.
Oh, we're doing Galley, right?
Troodon
No.
right now, and then we'll do Galley at the very end.
Trudon.
Yeah.
Stats F. F's for stats. Well, that's not fair because I guess Hipsy got higher. Okay, E. I'll give it E for stats.
No, it makes sense that baby's got higher. It has more stamina. It can
He said
swim.
hit. He said hit.
Hipsy.
It's,
Yeah.
Yeah, but Hipsy got higher.
Trudon's F. Trudon's F. There's nothing good about it.
Yeah. I mean, at least Hipsy has a kit with its spits.
And
that
spawns
is
in full
actually
grown.
fucking usable.
Yeah,
a lot
And
more
spawns in
things.
full grown.
yeah, Hipsy does.
Only thing that Trudon has is night vision. That's it.
That's it,
Yeah,
yeah.
that doesn't help on the current branch though.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Also, Hipsy night vision is the same distance if you do the night vision diet,
Yeah, it's
which
just-
a lot of Hipsies do, because that's where a lot of the herbivores are.
yeah.
Yep.
So where is
So for
Druid
stats,
looking, Haru?
I need the other two for Shark.
Easy survival. Easy survival. I'm putting it at C because even though you're small, it's still hard. It's still hard because AI can kill you. Juvies can kill you if they see you scavenging from a body. And you can't really fight that much. So C. It's not that easy to survive.
Your only favorable matchup is Fresh Spawn Omni versus Full Adult Troodon if you pin Omni.
Yeah.
Or
Honestly,
anything that's pinnable,
honestly, it doesn't even
yeah.
fucking matter. I had a thing with Jay. I was like 20-something% Omni. I pounced a Troodon. It didn't die and it ran away. I tried to chase it. I died to bleed because of its retaliation things. So actually, technically speaking, as a Troodon, if you let the Juvie Omni pounce you, it will fucking kill itself.
It will.
The only funny thing is, though,
GG.
The only funny thing though is, the baby Omni is smaller than you, and he can just run away, and you miss him. You can't see him anymore.
Yeah, but if you just let it pounce you instead, if you just purposely let it pounce you, it kills itself.
Yeah, but again, this is sweat versus sweat.
This is
my
sweat versus
score.
sweat, yeah.
My score for stats is F. Easy survival. C. Player encounter. D.
1, 4. That is a whopping 8.9 in C.
Oh, look at that, boys. Predicted on the fucking CT.
All alone.
Right, we're
all alone.
fucking below. Anyways, Galleys. I'm giving Galley 3 A's just because it's just
Yep. 3 A's.
ridiculously fast. It's actually pretty viable in combat, and nothing's gonna fucking get you.
I mean, yeah, I agree.
I actually agree. Like triple A.
Yeah.
So I hear
The only
318
bad thing
so
about
far.
Galley is the acceleration. That's it.
That's it.
I
Yeah.
personally, I think it was a Frontier.
The funny thing is the acceleration doesn't even matter because they can just ramp up the speed of the acceleration with the boost.
With the boost,
So, like,
yeah. Especially if you consider like what's the galley pack limit? Is it 8 or something? 8.
I think it's 8.
You
Let
know,
me see.
8 galleys is a fucking threat.
Yeah.
You know.
I think Galley's been facing a Cardinal.
Yeah, it is. I still
No
love.
way.
I still.
I mean,
fucking
during
love-
our fucking galley tests back in the day, we were killing Carnos with like 4 galleys, I think. Something like that.
Yeah,
Like,
like
it's
Galley
crazy
kind
how-
of melts the Cardinal.
It's
Or
kind of crazy.
anything.
Like, galleys do an out-of-pocket amount of bleed.
They do. It's pretty insane. And plus your Raptor matchup is pretty good. As long as you land 3 kicks before the Raptor pounces you. When the Raptor gets off from the pin, if you just start kicking straight away, you would kill it before it manages to bite you.
Because you don't want to fight the Raptors run.
Or you could just fucking run, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. AAA.
Just on a side note, I still love how Baby has a higher group limit than Trudon.
Yeah.
Hey,
Oh, right. Some people may have. Okay, so. Aaron, I think you said A. He said A. Bird. AAC. So that's 6, 4. And then he said AAA. Nobody else said anything about. Okay. So I think acronym, robot, both of you. What are your opinions on Galley?
AAA as well.
Triple A.
All right.
Yeah, I would genuinely just put it between Pteranodon and Stego. That's a similar thing to Pteranodon.
It's above Stego.
It's about, I think it's above Payroll.
Both Pteranodon and Galley. I think Pteranodon does it better than Galley because Pteranodon can just enter into the fucking sky. They're both able to just completely avoid combat while also being able to fight things. And Stego is also in the exact
It is
same
right
branch.
above Tenno, right below Serato. It's 17.3.
Oh, really? Okay, cool. Well, you know.
We have a lot of things in S tier.
I mean, I've said it for a while. Currently, the Isle is actually pretty decently balanced right now.
Mhm.
But people tend to claim and go, nah, the game's not fucking balanced. What are you on about? It's like, yeah, there's a lot of things that are absolute bullshit about the game, but overall,
When the server works, it's balanced.
the game is actually pretty balanced. Once you actually get into testing certain matchups, you're like, oh shit, this isn't too bad. I cannot be asked for any of these motherfuckers at the bottom. I really can't.
Yeah.
We can do that some other day.
But when the server and everything is working as intended, warts and all,
What up, Dark?
it works.
True.
And I think it is pretty well balanced. But
Can you do me a favor for that tier list?
Yeah.
Can you send it to me?
Yeah, well, I'm just downloading it currently.
And right now, real quick, put Suko on S.
Suko and head.
put Suko below D,
No.
and then put a little shit hat on it,
Super goes into F tier for being fish simulator.
Fish.
and then just
Okay,
put
is there
like
anything we'd like to do to the tier list now to make everything less cluttered?
No. Actually, yes. Make a Stego tier.
So for example,
make a Stego
so
tier.
for example, we
Make a
could move
Stego.
certain things down a bit, but keeping them roughly in the same thing. So like,
Make an S. I don't know, man. I say S plus tier for Stego, Galley, and Terra.
I don't think I can modify this currently yet, but I can do this, for example. I could do... Wait. I don't know why my fucking browser is lagging. And yes, it is.
Oh my god, it's freaking too crazy.
I don't know why. And then we just put... Why is it
I like how Hipsy is unironically like very high.
I think up to Sarah, all that is in S tier. I mean, up to Galley, everything is in S tier, and the others are in A tier.
So Tenno, Kano, Paki goes in A tier.
Tenno was what our
I don't
first
know.
S tier?
I don't think Serato should be higher than Tenno and Paki and Cardinal.
I think Serato having the ability to just say, I don't need to hunt, I'm just gonna steal your bodies, is fucking insane.
It's
Like,
basically just a herbivore combo.
It is
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, it has all of the perks of being a herbivore with the perks
But it
of being
also
a
has
carnivore.
it also has the trait of being really slow, encounterable by anything fast.
Yes, but it also has very fast, very good stamina, and it can also just swim away, bro.
Yeah.
And even then, if it doesn't want to swim away, it can attack you through the water. A Cardinal face tanking a Sarah in water.
It's not gonna happen, yeah.
Through the Sarah.
Yeah.
The Sarah doesn't even need bile. He will win in a face tank in water against the Cardinal.
Yeah,
Really?
because outbite damage is big.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does a whole alt-weight damage, 300 damage per alt-weight on the head, yeah, exactly. It's just...
So yeah.
I'm pretty happy with that. It's a very interesting looking tier list, but...
You know,
Imagine if they actually made Serrano's damage 200 base. Imagine his outbite damage.
Just, I don't even want to imagine 200 base damage
Yo,
Serrano. That's just too much.
Imagine
It's too
large
much.
fight.
It's like a 600 damage charge bite. Yeah, sure, why not? Why not? Sure.
Just because.
Let's just 3-tap a fucking Kano. Why not? Doesn't matter. I don't care. Just
Very fair and
very
balanced.
fair and balanced. Yes.
I can't wait to milk Gateway.
There you go.
Oh shit! Oh, sorry. I got scared.
Cool, well, we killed Aaron. Fantastic.
Earlier we were doing the tier list and you're talking about Paki, how Paki's so good and Paki is great at fucking ambushing people. I get ambushed by a Paki and I suplex him into the next reality. I can't say he was bad or not because he got like, stuck in a bad area and I just freaking pulled up to him, just bit him 3 times, his Cardinal died.
Nice. Rip Paki.
Delicious.
Honestly, I'm really happy
Honestly,
with that. I'm just really happy that we have like... I just like the fact that Raptor's being put behind Dryo. That's just funny to me. I'm not gonna lie.
It's
I
not
like how
funny, bro.
Hipsy is above most of the rosters.
No, yeah, exactly.
And PT is just the undeniable top.
It is.
well, yeah, of course.
You can't deny.
It has the
You
absolute
can't deny.
most OP fucking ability.
No, yeah, it has an entire realm of the server to itself.
That's true.
That's true.
Uncontended. Although, are Pterodactyl's AI going to attack it?
I don't fucking know.
It doesn't
We,
matter.
we don't know. We don't know because the funny thing is the devs once again locked away Terran on the
Yeah.
stress test.
Oh, nice. Perfect.
Why? I guess so people
Because they're
can't
fucking
control
retards.
No, so you can't adventure.
Yeah.
What
probably
the
should
fuck
call
is
it-
the point then? If they why lift the embargo in the very first place
Yeah,
then? Is my
exactly.
question.
It's
like
to build the hype, Jay. It's all about the hype.
No, it's Ardani theory.
The funny thing is, I'm not even that hyped about the map right now. I'm more hyped about the fucking like changes they've made.
The changes
I'm
are
more
really
hyped
exciting.
about like yeah.